and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The City of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
This is the Big O Show!
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show! Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, lollipop blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill. Good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hey, good morning, boys and girls. Hope you all are doing well on a beautiful Monday. Every day that we get to open our eyes and enjoy it, it's a beautiful day, no matter if it's sunny, rainy, snowy, whatever it is out there. You know, it's always a good day, my friends. So welcome aboard after a very interesting NFL weekend. It was, I tell you, Sunday was one of the better playoff Sundays I have watched in a long, long time. That was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun. Some crappy defense, but that was a lot of fun. Some baffling defense, like how do people get behind you, like when you know what they need to do? It's just, you know. But hey, that's how it is sometimes, right? You know, I thought Teddy Bruschi had the line of the weekend. Quarterbacks don't win championships, teams do. And the examples in the playoffs were just absolutely phenomenal because you have the great quarterback who was one and done, right? Aaron Rodgers enjoyed a week off, and then what? He's home. That's it. And we don't know if he's gone. He's probably gone from Green Bay. That, to me, that kind of looks like it. But, you know, it's one of those where you have the wacky teams where they've got electrifying offenses like what we watched with Buffalo and KC, but yet they can't stop anybody, you know, overall. It's really, really just odd, right? You know, you've got, let's see, the ugly game between the Bengals and the Titans, and the Niners and the Packers were even uglier. I mean, Jimmy G won a game with 131 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. You know, Joe Burrow threw for 348 yards, no touchdowns in the process. He threw an interception. He was fantastic. But you see, it's just a weird thing. It's team. It's the team that finds a way to make the plays on offense, on defense, on special teams. The team that somehow or another finds a way to have the most balance is the one that's going to end up winning. In KC and the Bills, there was no balance there. There was no defense there. You know, people are, well, the Bills were the number one defense. Well, they didn't play like it. You know, that's why stats, I tell you all the time, right? Stats don't ever tell the whole story to the game. And somehow or another, look, Tom Brady, you thought he made the miraculous comeback. The Rams did everything to get them back into that game. They did. And then all of a sudden, look what ends up happening. And the Rams get the last laugh. And then Brady's outside looking in. I think he'll come back, by the way. I think Rodgers has gone to a new team. I think Brady comes back one more time because he's a fighter. So I think he'll try to see if they can correct all, you know, whatever issues they had. Obviously, it's not easy. You know, success is not something easy to handle. And the Tampa Bay Bucks, you know, they kind of learned that lesson, right? There was finger pointing. Levante David was pissed. All kinds of stuff went on. Antonio Brown, you took on that experiment eventually. It's like a Jack in the Box, right? You just and you just never know when, you know, the clown's going to come out. And that's what happened with Antonio Brown. And then you have the Godwin injury and you know, and you have the injuries on the line and all that stuff. And Tom Brady didn't have, you know, the line he needed because Tom Brady needs help too. You know, so it's an interesting weekend because it showed you the dynamics, right, of what went on. You know, you had a quarterback that we all know very well who was put in a position to put his team over the top. And what happened? He choked like he normally does because he's not that guy, never has been that guy. Tennessee's learning that. It's just it's one of those deals, man. Rodgers was 20 of 29, pretty efficient, right? 225 yards, nothing else. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Why? Because the Niners have a defense. Probably the best defense that is left on the table right now is probably the Niners defense. So it just interesting tale of all kinds of stories and how it came down to a kick. Also, whether it was Gold, whether it was McPherson, you name it, the Rams, you know, it just one of those deals. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of one of those night and day type of things, right? Because Saturday wasn't entertaining. It was kind of very 90-ish football, right? Very ugly, very limited. And then Sunday was this explosion and no defense and just points on the board left and right. It was like a tale of two different days over the weekend, but it was fun, man. It was fun. I got to say, I really enjoyed the NFL weekend and all the drama that was involved in it, man. It was a lot of good stuff there, and I appreciate all of you as always tuning in into the program. Thank you all. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button while you're there. Appreciate all of you locking it in here on the program. Let me see, by the way, who is because I always got to look at the original one. Chapman did get in first there. He says, good morning, Big O. Now that Buffalo is out of the playoffs, maybe the Dolphins will announce the hiring of Daboll. Maybe. If Daboll's the guy, right? I hear that's the guy they want, but I don't know if this is his first destination or is he choosing another place? Does he like another spot? You know what I mean? Not sure. Still haven't heard the name Jim Caldwell, which I'm a little disappointed, but you know, can't have everything, you know? So thank you out there. So Jamie Zorrilla is in, says Sean and Finn's Nation from San Jose, California. Another beautiful Monday morning. Amazing games this weekend. Lots of fun. And he says, remember to smash the like button. I like it. Chapman also, congrats. Yes, thank you all out there for getting us to 10,000. Appreciate you all out there. We move on now. Let's climb, baby. Let's climb. Jamie says, Thomas, how can you give props to the Chargers when they haven't done anything, haven't even sniffed the playoffs? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Chargers. Why would we give anything to the Chargers? Let's see. What else do we have? Gus 1388 is in. Ian from Brooklyn, GP Trap. Gus says, Big O, this weekend, what most Dolphin fans already knew, Tannehill, with all the help is required to succeed, failed to all the media outside of SoFla. Tell us something we didn't already know. Well, it's not so much, you know, it's always funny, right? Because I wonder if people really understand the quarterback position. To be honest, I you know, maybe I'm the one that's wrong, right? But the way I look at it, I think people don't understand the quarterback position. And they draw up this thing like there's a perfect quarterback. And there's really no such thing as a perfect quarterback. You know what I mean? It's a matter of, are you going to complement that person and what their skill set is? Because one guy might be mobile, and one guy like Steve Young and Russell Wilson, and then one guy might be a complete stiff back there that is not used to moving in Tom Brady and in Peyton Manning and in Drew Brees, you know, and guys like that you really don't want them moving around too much, right? You just want them to slide here or there like Marino used to do, you know? So, or you have a Lamar Jackson or you have whatever, and you've got to learn to complement that player. And I give Tennessee a ton of credit because they got the max out of Tannehill because they created what they could around him, and he has everything to succeed. He has monster receivers. He has a good tight end. He has a terrific line. He has 2 running backs now. They not only gave him Derrick Henry the last 2 years, the Foreman kid stepped up big time this year for them. So he became like, I don't know, dude, maybe hanging around Derrick Henry. He got an attitude. He looked like Derrick Henry at times when he was running the ball, right? So you've got a hell of a coaching staff. You got a hell of a defense. You got a hell of an offensive line. But you still got to get the job done. And the facilitator like Ryan, of course you can win a Super Bowl with the guy, but everything has to be kind of perfect. And that's always been his game. So you got to know what you have. And that's the problem here in Miami for many years. They didn't understand what they had. And in Tennessee now, they didn't really understand what they bought. And so now they're realizing it. And the quarterback position is one where you've got to understand what the player can and cannot do. And then you've got to then complement it. And as I've said over and over again, I take Tannehill out and I put Tua in over the weekend and Tennessee advances. I'm not asking for much. I'm just saying, give him New Orleans. Give him Tennessee. He'll be fine. He'll succeed. He'll do the things that Ryan can't do. But look at Aaron Rodgers. He can do a lot, right? But what happened? How come he didn't win yesterday? Is it really Aaron's fault? I know he had he had one interception that was bad. I get it. But overall, what more do you want from the guy? Still need a team, dude. Still need, I know Jones caught the ball well, but you got to run the ball. You got to play defense. Got to get it done. They didn't get it done. Am I going to blame Rodgers because of that? No. And they only have 1 championship in Green Bay, as great as he is. Why? Because they've never built enough teams around him. Tom Brady's not advancing because he didn't have the better team. He did everything he could yesterday. And yet the defense gave up the plays it shouldn't have given up at the end of the game. So now you're out. Josh Allen played like an MVP yesterday. I mean, he was a star yesterday. He's home watching the playoffs now from here on out. Why? He didn't have a complete team. His defense, number 1, doesn't mean anything in the moment of truth when you allow the plays you allowed. Then you're not number 1. In the end, you're going to need a team. No matter what quarterback you are, dude, you're going to need a team. Bob Greasy had a monster team and he didn't have to do much. Marino had to kill himself and couldn't get it done. Was it Marino's fault? No. Would I blame Aaron Rodgers because he only has 1 championship? No. I blame the front office and the coaching staff that they weren't good enough to surround Aaron Rodgers with better talent. Whereas Belichick and company were better at surrounding Tom Brady with the balance he needed in order to win. We always used to say, wow, he's running around and winning with a whole bunch of midgets. Yeah, but he also had defensive players making plays and a running game that was getting it done and tight ends that were massive and making, whether they had the murderer running out there or they had Gronk or whoever they've had over the years. They've always had tight ends to help them out. Ben Coates and whoever else they've had. I forgot who they've had over the years. They've always had tight ends. And they find a way, and it's about balance. The special teams unit. Look, yesterday, Cincinnati has a terrible line. Okay? Their defense is solid. It can make some plays, but it also, will give up some stuff. And then on Saturday, 19-16, Evan McPherson, was it 52 yards? It's a great line by Burrow that the kicker was like, well, all right, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship game. That was good. So it's not that the Bengals are a great team, but the Titans didn't have the complete team either. And that's what happened. Bengals had the better quarterback on that day. Ryan easily could have won that game by 2 touchdowns if he does his job. But he couldn't do his job because that's not who he is. And people keep putting him in a position where he's got to elevate, and he's not that guy. You've got to put him in the Trent Dilfer position. You've got to put him in the Brad Johnson position. You've got to put him in the Peyton Manning position of 2016 with the Broncos. Just facilitate. But if you're putting him with the game on the line, that's not where you really want to put him. So it was a nice lesson on Saturday and Sunday, the imbalance that you saw at times. And you notice that really it all comes down to who's got the more complete team. And some of these teams, it's funny because the Niners don't have an elite quarterback in Jimmy G. And he didn't play elite. 11 of 19, 131 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. So just it was a nice lesson that shows you that if the Miami Dolphins are ever going to get there, don't get there like what we've done in the past with Marino. Don't get there with one part of your team. Get there with all 3 phases. Get a team that can actually not only score the ball, but a team that can make some stops. And make sure you got a special teams unit, which you saw this weekend from block field goals and all that kind of stuff and missed field goals and everything. You saw that it cost people games this weekend. Complete team, man. And you need a coaching staff, by the way, which is something they better nail this time around because we need it as fans. Nico, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. Tennessee Titans fans woke up yesterday realizing they will never win a damn thing 4 years too late, but welcome to the club, Titans fans. GM Hindsight chimes in. Thank you for a little love on the super chat. He says, how far do you think the Dolphins are from Cincinnati, who I consider a tier 2 team? It's not really about where you are with Cincinnati. I think if you listen to what I just said, it's about creating a complete team. It's not about just having a quarterback that's a gunslinger and put up some points. That doesn't help, right? We went through that already. I love the Marino years. They were entertaining, but Dan deserved the championship. Like, Dan played well enough that he should have won at least 1 title, and you didn't give him the team. So your focus should be on, do we have a complete coaching staff? Do you have a coach that can build an offensive staff? Do you have a good defensive coordinator that can pick up where these guys left off now? Do you have a special teams unit that is going to get your kicker back on track, and that your punter, who got better towards the end, although the last game wasn't that good, but Parladay did get better in the second half of the season than the first half of the season. But all of these things, that's what you got to focus on. Don't measure yourself to the Bengals. You've got to be better than the Bengals. You've got to be better than the Titans. You've got to be better than Kansas City. Okay? So how do you get better than Kansas City? It's not that you need a better quarterback than they have. It's not that you need a better wide receiver than they have, but you do need a coaching staff that can match Andy Reid. You need a defensive unit that can make some stops. Because, see, the Bills yesterday, as good as they are, they needed to make some stops, and they failed yesterday. So apparently, whatever their ranking was, it doesn't mean jack crap to me, because when push came to shove, you gave up the plays. So it's not about Cincinnati is not your measuring stick. Your measuring stick are the better teams in Cincinnati, the more complete teams in Cincinnati. You almost want to, listen to me, you almost want to resemble San Francisco more than anything else. Okay? And I feel that if you give that kind of environment to Tua, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll avoid the throws, that the mistakes and the things that Garoppolo at times, gets into. But he hasn't had that environment where he can actually work with a really good coaching staff and a good offensive line and a bruising running game and a defense that's a bitch. That's what you want to get to. So you've got to build up. You got to make sure you get that O-line coach to build that offensive line. You got to make sure you get that running game. It's got to be a punishing running game. All of this stuff you need in order to succeed. And then it's up to Tua now to make the plays. And now we can find out and we can settle this damn discussion. Those of us that feel like me, that he can play, well, give him the damn environment. And those of you that don't feel like he can't play, well, can we at least get to the point that Ryan Tannehill has had in Tennessee, that Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill have had in New Orleans? Can I give Tua the opportunity that Kirk Cousins has had in Minnesota? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Because nobody will succeed when you're under duress the entire time. Nobody's succeeding when you're running for your life the entire time. Nobody's succeeding when you can't run the ball. And nobody's succeeding when you don't have an offensive coaching staff. So instead of focusing on the Bengals like you want to, all right, it's up to the front office now to go find the coach that can build the staff. And now it's time to build the team that you need in order to win. Do that, and then maybe we can find out about everything. It's funny how one quarterback in Miami and Tennessee gets 10 years to prove himself, gets given every opportunity and every luxury that any. Do you know how many quarterbacks would kill to be in Tennessee's position? Do you know how much Joe Burrow would kill to be in Tennessee's position? To have a line that can block in a running game like that? Oh, my God. Tua, Russell Wilson, all of these guys that are in chaotic situations where their lines are terrible. Russell Wilson, Burrow, Tua. These kind of cats would kill to be in Tennessee's situation. So Ryan has been put in that situation over and over again, and he's failed over and over and over again. Well, all I'm asking is give me Tua in that situation for one season. Let me see. Let me find out. That's all. That's what this weekend was about. A nice lesson on how you better have the most complete team possible in order to get it done. The way San Francisco is winning with an average quarterback is not sustainable long-term. It's not. That's right. I agree. To be consistent winner, you need that elite quarterback in addition to good coaching and front office. Well, I mean, was Peyton Manning elite with Denver? Was Trent Dilfer elite with Tampa? Was Brad Johnson elite with Dilfer with Baltimore? Brad Johnson with Tampa? I don't know. Was that elite? I don't think so. I mean, Joe Flacco was an elite. He played elite, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. But both Baltimore championships, they didn't have elite quarterbacks. So that kind of throws out your whole thing because they had an elite team. See, it's funny how you see how that last text says, well, no, he's focused on the elite quarterback. Meanwhile, I just named you several championships, okay? And two of them in the last few years, right? So the Baltimore one with Flacco and the Peyton Manning one with Denver, those weren't elite quarterbacks. Not even close to elite. But they won championships. Listen, Jimmy G still has to make plays. And Jimmy G's one of those guys I've gotten to a point now where I don't necessarily trust him. But don't tell me you can't win with Jimmy G, because they've won with the Jimmy G's before in the NFL. You know, you get kind of clouded that Brady has 7 of them. But all the other years, it wasn't like it was always an elite quarterback winning it. By the way, for your, just to kind of help you out with your argument there, Joe Gibbs, the guy that has the greatest feat ever in any coaching history, my friend. Okay? Nobody better than Shula's undefeated season. Joe Gibbs, better than Shula in the feat that he accomplished, that no one else will ever accomplish in the history of the NFL. Do you know he won 3 Super Bowls with no elite quarterbacks? So how's that theory working out for you, my brother? Because Joe Theismann wasn't elite, right? Doug Williams wasn't elite, right? So you're talking about a coach that won 3 Super Bowls with 3 quarterbacks, and Mark Rippon is the other guy, just in case if you didn't know. None of them were elite, but they were complete teams. You gotta you arm queens, you size queens. You gotta stop, dude. You gotta stop. Bob Greasy didn't listen to me. Didn't have to play elite for the Dolphins to win their titles. So throughout the history of time in the Super Bowl, plenty of quarterbacks have won that weren't elite. I think I just started the whole thing by telling you, build a team. I think I started the hour by telling you Teddy Bruschi had the line of the weekend when he said, quarterbacks don't win championships, teams win championships. So we used to say defense wins championships, and it's partially true, but it's really teams win championships, because you're going to need that great kicker, whether it's McPherson yesterday or Vinatieri years ago or whatever, to make that kick. You're going to need that defense that can make stops. You're going to need that offense that can score some points, and you're certainly going to need the coaching staff that can give you the edge. And don't ever leave out that, because that part of it is the most important part, is the coaching giving you that edge, is the front office giving you that edge, because you're more of a complete team. Okay? Oh, yeah, baby, that Perdomo cigar. Oh, yeah. Little Connecticut wrapper. I like it. I like it. I like it. Anyway, welcome back, folks. Let's see what we got here. Nobody realizes the fact that in the playoffs, when the defense has a bad game, just like the game last night, the QB has to win the game, and Tua isn't that guy. I like him, but we will never win a Super Bowl. Well, that's fine. I mean, that's where some of you are at. You know what I mean? I've seen guys worse than Tua win the Super Bowl, so don't tell me that they can't win the Super Bowl. Jim Plunkett was throwing loaves of bread. He was not elite in both his Super Bowls. Okay? I know he won the Heisman, by the way, years ago, but Jim Plunkett was not an elite quarterback. It's a very good point. But the Raiders were pretty damn good. They were special. Okay? Xavier says, Doug Williams won the Super Bowl MVP for the Redskins. They won that game mostly because of his incredible performance in 87. Xavier, my brother. Yes, he was great. I know Doug Williams. I watched his entire career. My man, all the way from Tampa. I still remember the day where he put 2 guys on their asses at the goal line in Tampa. Okay? Doug Williams was one of the toughest SOBs to ever play the game. He was never an elite quarterback. So massage it all you want, and his performance. And by the way, Mark Rippon, just so you'll know, probably was better than Doug Williams. In fact, let me just look at it, because, it was, what the hell? Let me see. Just Let me just look at it. Let me have some fun with this, you know? I mean, just have some fun. Let's have some fun. Let me see if I'm right or not. Okay? Let's see. Dougie Williams. All right. Let's see. I think this is the Doug Williams. There he is. Okay. Let's see which was the Super Bowl year. I would imagine it was the game. It was the season where, let me see. Washington. I would imagine. Yeah. 15 touchdowns, 12 interceptions was probably the year, right? 88 was the year they won the Super Bowl. Let me see. Let me make sure. Because it looks like that was his best year in Washington. Am I right? I think I'm right. Because, yeah, he started 11 games. The other ones that were really, he only started one game in 17. No games in 17, 2 in 87, and 2 in 89. So I would imagine it was that year. Okay. So 15 and 12. 15 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 2,609 yards, 56% completion percentage. What else do we have here? Do we have any playoff stats? Where are the playoff stats? Let's see. All right, let me go to Rippin just for the hell of it, okay? Because I'm pretty sure Doug Ripien, or Mark Rippin, I'm sorry, Mark Rippin, Doug, I'm thinking Doug. Okay, so the year he went 14-2, which was 1991, and they won the Super Bowl, Mark Rippin threw for 3,564 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. 59% completion percentage. So bottom line, I was right. Mark Rippin was a better quarterback than Doug Williams. And by the way, neither one was elite. So, you can talk up Doug Williams all you want. I got nothing but admiration for Doug Williams. And it was a heck of a performance. By the way, Timmy Smith in the Super Bowl had a heck of a performance too. Better than Doug Williams and Mark Rippin combined. By the way, Timmy Smith wasn't even a good running back in the NFL. I mean, if you want to play that game, I can play that game, dude. You know what I'm saying? Folks, when you bring it in, make sure you bring in some fastballs. Bring in some heat. Johnny says, it's a Hostetler. It's a Hostetler. Jeff Hostetler. That's right. Nothing about Jeff Hostetler says elite. I would also say Phil Simms wasn't elite either. He was incredibly efficient and was a very good quarterback. Would not call him elite at all. But he had Mark Bavaro, and he had a monster line, and he had O.J. Anderson, and he had, serviceable receivers. McConkey and Ingram were The tight end was special. Mark Bavaro was, if you ever wanted to create a tight end in the mold of Larry Zonka, you did it in Mark Bavaro, okay? Kind of like that. Oh, Lordy. Lordy. Carla Williams says, you notice the Steelers back always been good. While they go to another team, they suck. That's because the O-line makes the run game. Yep. That's right. The O-line has always been good with the Steelers, man. Phil Simms is elite boredom. Yeah, I get it. He's not like Mr. Electric personality. I get it. I like Phil Simms. I like him. I think he does a good job. I like what he has to say about the game. He usually is pretty much on target. Okay. I know he's not, the most colorful dude, but I like Phil Simms. Adam King says the league is different now. You need a great elite QB, not back then. What are you talking about, dude? Peyton Manning just won it 4 years ago. What the hell are you talking about? The game is still the same. Nothing's changed. Just because you watch crappy defenses yesterday doesn't mean they don't exist. Doesn't mean you can't go out there and play real football and punch people in the mouth. Might be harder to find offensive linemen, but you can find defenders. Please, give me a break. Oh, it happened so long ago. What are you talking about, bro? Peyton Manning won it just a few years back. Again, you keep getting, Tom Brady in your head and Pat Mahomes recently, but it's proven through the history of time, and nothing's going to change. If you can run the ball and punch people in the mouth, look at the Tennessee Titans. They have a jag at quarterback. I get it. Some of you idiots out there, actually believed in Ryan Tannehill. By the way, where are you people? Where are you? Like, when he has a good game, you're coming at me with some stupid fact or something, actually embarrassing yourselves, thinking that Ryan Tannehill is like a real quarterback. So where is it? Where are the Ryan Tannehill people? Where are the apologies finally? I mean, seriously, you've taken 10 years. Did you figure it out already, dumbass? Seriously. I mean, walk up to your friend today. Because we all probably have one friend in our group that actually thinks Ryan Tannehill is like a real quarterback. Like, walk up to your friend like, hey, dumbass, it's been 10 years. You caught up to us yet? By the way, that friend of yours that actually thought Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback, do me a favor. Never, ever trust that person's opinion ever again. Ever. Okay? Because 10 years of being put in the same situation and in your pants. I mean, really, seriously, come on, let's go. No, it's funny. He has a half-decent game. We'll get some idiots on the chat board. I'll get some morons on the text line. There's always this one moron that's always coming after me on the text line. You see, Ryan is this good quarterback. You're wrong. And the Dolphins would have been better off. But then I don't hear from them anymore. Right? Like, where are they? Where are all you Tannehills? I'm wondering where, please stand up. Please stand up. Where are the Tannehill lovers? Please stand up. Please stand up. Where are you? Come on. I mean, if you believe in your guy, if you think he's so good and you think he can take you places. I'm gonna eventually reach out to my guy, Teron Davenport, who's a great guy, okay? But we've had a couple of heated discussions the last 2 years, and he's one of those media members covering the Titans, and he fell for the banana in the tailpipe. And I always call him every year, good or bad. I always call him and check in on him on Tannehill and Lamar Jackson, by the way, because he thinks both guys are quarterbacks. And I keep trying to explain to him and to many of you out there, there's a difference between the athlete playing the quarterback position and a quarterback playing the quarterback position. The athlete will freak you out every once in a while and make a throw like the one he made to A.J. Brown, because Ryan Tannehill is actually a good athlete. When you go to the park, right, and you want to play a 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, let's be honest now. There's usually just one quarterback that has the edge, right? Now, there's another kid. He's got an edge, but the difference is his edge is speed. His edge is athleticism. But he throws the ball a mile, but he doesn't have great accuracy. So he's usually the other quarterback, right? Or the second quarterback is a guy that really can't throw very well. Either or. Am I right or am I right? Right? Because usually it's so rare to have two guys on a pickup football game that both have touch and accuracy. All right. Touch is something you can't teach. Kid comes from another neighborhood. He bike rides in. He's cruising by the park. Hey, these guys are playing. They're throwing around football. Maybe I can join them. You get into the park. Hey guys, you gonna play pickup? Can I play? Yeah, sure, man. We need another guy. Let's go. Right? It's happened, right? You've done it. I've done it. We've all done it, right? And then you're 4-on-4, 5-on-5. And those of you that live in the neighborhood, we all know who can play, who can, who's got the arm, who doesn't, who's got the accuracy, who doesn't. Usually everybody wants to be on the side with one of the guys that can throw the ball. And the other guy probably is going to struggle, or he's that athlete. And every once in a while with that athlete, you'll win the game because he'll run it. He'll throw a bomb that you could get behind the defense and catch it, all that kind of stuff. But usually the guy that actually is the quarterback is probably going to give you the better chance to win in those pickup type football games, right? Because, it's just hike and there's only one guy in front of you going 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and then he's got to rush and, all that kind of stuff, right? So the athlete gains in that area. But you notice how every once in a while the athlete will make a great throw. That's Lamar Jackson. That's Ryan Tannehill. The quarterback can make the throw all the time. That's the difference. The quarterback has anticipatory skills, something that Ryan Tannehill and Lamar Jackson have never had. Okay? Ball placement, something that Ryan Tannehill, as you saw yesterday, there were times where he threw it behind people, which was like same old Tannehill. And Lamar Jackson certainly does not have ball placement and accuracy. Ryan has improved his accuracy, not where it needs to be. Lamar Jackson is erratic. So we'll eventually. I'll give Tehran some time to kind of cool down a month from now or something, and then we'll call him and check in on the Tannehill updates. But listen, all of you out there that are these you Tannehill supporters, I'm more than happy to hear from you now and finally admit that, yeah, you were right, dude. Tannehill is not the guy, never will be. He's a jag. It's just funny. It was hilarious watching him pee all over his pants on Saturday. And sure enough, dude, once it starts going bad, he is deer in the headlights. He goes scatterbrain. It's automatic. And here's the weird part about it. I get it if some of you don't see it and we argue back and forth because I'm supposed to miss stuff. You're supposed to miss stuff. I'm going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. But dude, NFL people, that's the part that's the part that I kind of like our people here kept them over and over. And I'm like, don't you see it? And now Tennessee gets him. And yeah, I get it. It's hard to find a franchise, laser beam guy, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes. There's only a couple of those guys. I get it. They're hard to find. I understand that. So you try to make with whatever you can get. That's the next tier. But this is a guy that has never really had that in him. So why would you ever think you're going to find it? That's the difference. DJ Gallagher, thank you, sir. A little love on the super chat. He says, to El Barbaro, as a change of pace, are you looking forward to the halftime show? Honestly, looking forward to all the old-time hip-hop R&B school acts. Where will the Tupac hologram make an appearance? By the way, forgive me, but who are all the halftime acts now, finally? I don't remember all the halftime acts, but it sounds already by what you're saying, if it's old school hip hop and R&B acts, I'm in. Very little. Most of the R&B nowadays is so weak. I mean, it's insulting how weak R&B is nowadays. Teddy Pendergrass is turning over in his grave like 87 times. Okay? Seriously. R&B sucks nowadays. They all sound the same. So weak, dude. John Legend, maybe. There's not maybe, he's awesome. There's only a couple guys. It's so bad, dude. Seriously. Like Luther Vandross is losing his mind. Like, seriously? Like, where's the talent? You know? But anyway. And rap, I mean, please. It's such a joke nowadays, rap. So yeah, if it's old school, I'm there, man. I'm there. I am there, baby. Love it. Big O, did you see yesterday that Sean Payton has not committed to the Saints yet? Well, let's talk a little bit about that with the Saints. That would be a coup. Now, remember, the Dolphins traded for Shula and traded for Riley. So what's to say you can't trade for Sean Payton? And remember, one of the things that I like, Sean Payton hasn't been this meddler in personnel as much. The people in New Orleans have been able to make their personnel decisions, and he has coached the team. So that's a pretty good. Oh, by the way, Nizzle says it's Dr. Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Mary J. is what I've heard preview for. That's awesome right there. That's all. That's good. Mary J. Blige. I mean, come on, man. That's awesome. Yes, now we're talking. Okay. Mary J. Blige runs circles around all the garbage that's out there nowadays. Anyway, so what was I saying? What was I talking about now? I forgot now. What the hell was I talking about, Sean? What was I talking about now?
Sean Payton.
Oh, yeah, Sean Payton. Yes. So Sean Payton, they traded for Shula. They traded for Riley. This is our history, right? So this is not the first time that we could do something like that. I don't know what they would ask for him, but see, they're $74 million over the cap. They've got a lot of problems. They extended Taysom Hill for some reason or another. I'm not exactly sure what it is. He may not want to be part of a rebuild. I don't know if they're going in for a rebuild. I don't know if they're going to tell him, hey, maybe he knows that they're going to have to cut so many players or whatever to get under the cap finally, that it's going to create havoc for the team. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what it is, but if it's kind of like the Aaron Rodgers thing, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to continue playing, but he knows Green Bay is at a point where they've got to maybe tear it down again. And if they do, because of cap issues and all that stuff and his ginormous salary, then he wants to go somewhere else because he's got maybe a year or 2 or 3 left, and he wants to be with a contender where he's got a shot to win a title, where Green Bay clearly is not going to win a title. Right? And Devontae Adams is also a guy that needs a contract. And if Aaron Rodgers is gone, Devontae is probably gone also. You're not going to keep him. You're not going to tag him because of the hard cap number and all of that. So if Sean Payton knows that there's serious cap issues, he expects this team to take several steps back and not be nearly as competitive as they have been in years past. And they don't have a quarterback. And maybe he's not thinking that he's for long also. Maybe he's thinking, I don't have a lot of time left. I only want to coach a couple more years. I don't want to coach a rebuild. Then Miami, it's not that they're really close. They still need several pieces, but I'll tell you this, they'll be a hell of a lot closer with a great coach like Sean Payton. And if you're Chris Greer, and you're Reggie McKenzie, and you're Marvin Allen, you're going to get a coach that really isn't going to be meddling nearly as much. So if you have that combination, that he's a great coach, a great offensive mind, I would love for them to trade for Sean Payton. Now, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. I could be wasting my time talking about this. The man hasn't said anything. We haven't heard anything that he's on the trade block. We haven't heard that he officially is leaving or retiring or whatever. So we really don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's where I would tell you, Let's see how this whole thing ends up developing. All right. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. By the way, we've got tickets for the boxing match on the 28th. This afternoon, a whole bunch of you will get an opportunity to win these tickets because, you know, we've mentioned it several times. We've given you opportunities to send in. This afternoon, I will be picking the winners, and you will have an opportunity. So send it in at the text line at 855-912-1056. By the way, if you don't have a phone for a text line like somebody told me the other day, which was kind of weird, send it in on the DM too if you want, okay? On Twitter at Big O Show or on email at bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. I can't help you after that, okay? If you don't have a cell phone and you watch the show, then at least you have the internet because that's why you're watching the show, okay? Or you listen to the show. You got to have the internet, okay? So you've got to have DM on Twitter. You've got to have an email at bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. If you can't text, okay, at 855-912-1056, okay, text your full name, your email, and your cell number. So that way we will contact you back and tell you won. Tickets will be at will call. They'll be under your name. And obviously they'll be able to confirm everything with your phone number and your email. So if they need some kind of confirmation, they will ask you. Okay. Big O, the speculation king. That's me. That's me. I'm Mr. It's Mr. Speculator to you, sir. Let's see. What else do we have? Radically says trading with a stacked team that got decimated by injuries is dumb. The 49ers started 2020 as a Super Bowl contender. You're talking about the 49ers pick. Well, I mean, if your coach doesn't, if your coach doesn't go 1-7, you're also in the playoffs. But, what are you going to do? You were hoping that your coach would be a little smarter than he was, but unfortunately, Flo was a real big dumbass and kind of cost you. So your pick would have been in the playoffs also. Should have been in the playoffs, thanks to Flo. Cam Flo. I mean, let's in honor of Flo, let's call him by his real name, Cam Flo, because that's what he is. That's what we were talking about for a while here on this show, calling him Cam Flo. And that's why his ass got canned, because that's what you do to a Cam. You can the Cameron. Except unless his name is Wolf, then he works with us. That's the only Cam that's all right. The other Cameron, yeah, he's gone. History. Oh, how about the Heat having sole possession of first place in the East? I love it. I love it. I love that they buried LeBron and the Lakers yesterday. Although they did make a comeback yesterday, I did get a little nervous. I will say I was watching it kind of half-ass. Okay. I was watching football, man. I had the other TV on with the Heat and the Panthers. Damn, dude, the Kraken are a pain in the ass, man. But yeah, it's great to see the Heat in first place in the East. And now with all the home games that they have coming up, it's going to be absolutely awesome. By the way, don't forget, you can make a donation to the show through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Let's see. Corn. Let's see. Corn Iowa Productions. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. He says, Big O, thoughts on it looking like Vance Joseph will be the Dolphins' next head coach? I don't know who says that Vance Joseph is the next Dolphins head coach. I'm not sure. Who said that? I don't know. Who's reporting that? That's what I need to know. I'm not a fan of Vance Joseph being the head coach unless somehow they know something about an offensive coordinator also, that they're fixing that at the same time. And that Vance does have a history with the Dolphins and with Chris Greer. So I don't mind Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator, but the head coach, I don't know about that one. I'd be kind of worried. So who's reporting that is the question. Okay. Pablo says, Big O, there are still rumors that Harbaugh is interested in the Miami job. I'm not sure I want him. I prefer Peterson. I don't believe the Harbaugh stuff. Adam King, I think is what it says there. Big O, when do you think you'll pick a coach? Because it's getting closer to free agency and I want to coach weeks before so he can make a good, complete staff and be ready for free agency. I don't think it's going to happen till closer to the Super Bowl, my man. After the Senior Bowl. So there you go. Did we really get rid of a head coach and don't have anyone better to replace him with? T-Mac, lots of people got rid of a head coach and they haven't replaced him yet. So I don't know what you're talking about. There's like 7 teams out there that need to replace coaches. Relax, man. Relax. Maybe the coach they want is still in the playoffs. I don't know. Now the Bills are eliminated. Maybe he's free. I get it, man. We live in this microwave society. So if Tua doesn't throw 50 touchdowns in the first 10 games of his career, he's a failure. If we don't go to the Super Bowl within the first couple of years of being a coach, then he sucks. If you don't hit on every first-round pick over the first 5 years of your selections, you're terrible. And, of course, if you're a terrible franchise, we need to turn it right away and right around right now. So there's no patience for anything, and I get it. But that's just not the reality. Okay? So there you go. Let's see. Breer said that the Dolphins would get Joseph if Dable and Quinn go elsewhere. Okay. That's interesting. If Dable and Quinn go elsewhere. Wow, I'm not a Quinn guy anyways. He can go elsewhere. Okay? Dan Quinn can be the head coach of my football team that is currently being constructed on top of the volcano close to Tonga. And by the way, prayers and well-being to all the folks in the island of Tonga, because man, those people must have gone through hell and back with that volcano erupting and all the ash and everything. The pictures are devastating to see what's going on to those poor people in Tonga, man. Our prayers to them. That is just, I don't know if you haven't seen it, folks. It's not a pretty sight, man. Good thing is they're finally getting relief and they're getting some stuff to the people in Tonga, man. So sad. Really tough. Let's see. What else do we have here? The Greater Good says, if you throw 3 picks in a playoff game, you're a terrible QB. I mean, he's a Jag. What are you going to do? He is what he is. By the way, Sloman's Home Security. We love talking about Sloman's, a proud sponsor of the program. And, of course, our home is protected by Sloman's Home Security. We got that little sign outside with the badge, with the Sloman shield, baby. And, of course, listen, you're going to get now a free doorbell camera from Sloman's Home Security. Tell them that Big O sent you. Call them 1-800-ALARM-ME right now. The first 40 Big O listeners. And some of you now that got the doorbell camera, I saw some of you got it installed last week, and you were sending me pictures of it on Twitter. And that was actually really, really cool. He goes, hey, oh, look, I got the pizza guy. And somebody sent me that. So that's really, really cool. You're going to love the doorbell camera because you can keep up with everything going on in your house. Listen, you have a camera inside your house like I do because I got to watch my dogs when I'm not there. I got 2 big dogs, dude, and so it's like, it's one of those things that you got to keep up with your dogs. And so it doesn't matter what it is, man. And the backyard camera, the front yard camera, you hear something out there, I can like turn on my camera and look if something's going on in the street or something. Like I heard some screeching tires. And so I hit the camera to look outside and there was, nothing going on. I was like, okay, all right, just in case maybe some kid or something screeching his tires or whatever. But that's what I love about the Sloman's Home Security, because you're always in touch with everything going on in and outside your home, whether they're delivering food, make sure a porch pirate, you can at least, warn, that kind of stuff. You can call the police, all of those things. You can connect your smoke detectors like we have in our home to the alarm system, all of that. Call the great folks at Sloman's Home Security, 1-800-ALARM-ME. And folks, you'll get the free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone. And listen, we're going to give you a free customized home security system, professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 Big O listeners, you will get the free doorbell camera. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. Ira Winderman is next to start off hour number 2.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411, and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to BigORadioshow@yahoo.com. That's BigORadioshow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make a difference. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by HialeahParkCasino.com. Enjoy simulcast racing, dining, a magnificent poker room, and a casino with the most popular machines on the market. OKCoin.com. Download the app on iOS, Google Play, or Windows. OKCoin.com with over 50 different coins and incredible staking rewards. Pallet Rack City. There's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Keep fans. Time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat, and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Howdy, there he is. Get ready to talk a little Miami Heat basketball. Ira, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Greeting from first place land, Big O.
I know, man. God, and with all these home games and everything going on, this is just a great opportunity. And they're not even, I mean, yesterday, I know they didn't have the often injured Anthony Davis, but I mean, there's no Lowry and Hero yesterday. Right. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of points. And obviously the general of the damn offense, the offense never runs better than when Lowry is running the offense, obviously. So those are huge losses. And to take care of business like that, and as we've talked about, to put yourself at the brutal first half, to be in this position, to then have all the home games. Oh my God, The dominoes are falling in place.
Yeah, they are. We talked about that. Those ridiculous runs at the start of the season, and another one of nothing but road games. And you look at March on the Heat schedule, and they're home almost all the time. And yet, one thing, Big O, we talk about here twice a week in the Acura Pembroke Pines report of the Heat's going to get whole again, that they've only had 14 games together with Lowry, Butler, and Adebayo. Haven't played together those three since the victory in Chicago on December 27th. I'm almost at the point now, I'm not sure if it's really ever going to happen. The latest I'm told in Kyle Lowry is he's out indefinitely for a family emergency, family reasons. Look, family first. We all agree with that. So you take care of everything. But I just posted a story at the Sun Sentinel and sunsentinel.com. The Heat not only have closers, but now they have closers at closing time beyond the big three. In other words, yesterday, Duncan Robinson led them with 9 points in the fourth quarter, making 2 3-pointers. We've already seen in fourth quarter, PJ Tucker with huge 3-pointers. Doesn't score during the entire game, but he's money from that corner when he needed most. We've seen certainly a great name, Caleb Martin, the steal and score yesterday at closing time. We've seen Max Strus with big 3-pointers at closing time. We've seen Gabe Vincent. So it's not that we're waiting for the Heat closers, that we're waiting for Lowry and Butler and Adebayo. It's that these other guys who filled in other roles the first half of the season, Big O, they gained so much confidence during that time that now they're like in the fourth quarter and they're like, yeah, we feel comfortable. We've been there, seen it, done it. This Heat team, the variety of closing options, I think that's what makes them special. And the comparison, Big O, the Lakers are LeBron or bust, like we saw in the fourth quarter yesterday.
Yeah. And he did turn it on and gave him a little life during it. Huh?
He's
what?
good.
Yeah. No, that guy might just he might be even in the Hall of Fame one day. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
there's
might make it. And yet, remarkably, at 37, he's right there in the MVP conversation also, because as bad as the Lakers have been, you take LeBron away from them, and they're the Orlando Magic.
Yeah. No, he's a cyborg. There's no doubt. Now, let's be fair, because we point out when there's the negative, we got to point out the positive. Last 3 or 4 games for Butler, 40% or better. Last 2 games, 50% or better from 3-point range. So, is this the turning point finally for him right now? Are you feeling it right now for Duncan?
I think the thing for Duncan is, you and I have said this, there's 2 years of history there, and that doesn't go away. And then you've raised the point for the last 2 months, yes, but now he's a focus and he's on the opposing scattering report, and now you have to grow from there, because now you're that elite receiver who is being double teamed on every pattern or getting covered to over the top. And so he's making an adjustment. But Big O, the biggest thing is not that. It's this. He's playing again in the starting lineup with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. There is very real chemistry there. Going back to the 2020 playoff run and the NBA Finals, sometimes it's how players mesh together. And you've seen this with the Dolphins. You can bring in a guy, but unless he works well with the other guys in a team sport, that matters. So for all the people Max Strus should start, he's having a better year. Yes, you might make that argument, but Duncan Robinson fits with Jimmy Butler and with Bam Adebayo. So Max Strus will have to find some other friends to play with, which he is on the second unit. So that's what matters. This is a chemistry sport, and Eric Spoelstra stresses chemistry. And don't kid yourself. He has the analytics. He knows that player A works best with player Y, and he tries to get those combinations together. I think more than anything, that's what you're seeing with Duncan. He is great with Bam Adebayo and those dribble handoffs. So that's what's getting him back in his groove. He's in a comfort zone again.
There's no doubt he's in a comfort zone. Jimmy Butler yesterday, and I was kind of half-assed watching the game because obviously I'm watching football and I've got the TV on. Yeah. So I'm reading your article, and I saw they started off well. I didn't realize Butler, he had the triple-double, which then ends up passing obviously LeBron for the Heat record with 10 of them. But you're in your article, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. What is it? No, 7 points.
Right. Yeah.
Right. 5 rebounds, 4 assists in the first quarter.
Yes. He set the tone, and that's who Jimmy is. when he plays with people. And again, Big O, as we know, there are two ways to look at sports. You look at them in the moment, then you take a deep breath and you look at the big picture. So on Friday, I was highly critical of Jimmy Butler shooting a three-pointer with 10 seconds to go in a 2-point game when he had a baseline runway to maybe get to the foul line. That doesn't mean I hate Jimmy Butler. That doesn't mean that I question his shot selection all the time. But that's one micro moment when Jimmy Butler, I believe, made the wrong play. Doesn't make him a bad person. Doesn't make him a bad player. Then he comes back yesterday. He's assisting. He's getting everyone else going. He's being the 3-level player that LeBron James is, and that's terrific. So what I said on Friday, I stand by. Jimmy Butler should not be shooting three-pointers at the end of games with 10 seconds left when you have Duncan Robinson and Max Strus and Gabe Vincent and better shooters, players who do that better than him. But overall, I want Jimmy at closing time, and I want him out there at the end, and I want him to make plays. Just make plays within the Jimmy Butler comfort zone, and that's what he's doing. I hope he makes the All-Star game. He deserves it. I know he's missed a bunch of time, but he ultimately is the engine for this team, and you can see when he fills the box score what it means for the Heat.
What'd you think of on Friday, the loss to the Hawks?
Well, there's two ways to look at it. They got down 18. They were down 16 to start the fourth. They got within 2. I know there's no moral victories, just like the Lakers are saying. But again, without Tyler, without Kyle Lowry, you are a little bit of a different team. You're going to lose some. I mean, I just did the number on my story now. Big O, they've won 16 of the last 22. That's a hell of a run by any team in any sport. That's Golden State Warriors and Phoenix Suns like. That's the reason.
And by the way, Trae Young did not have a great game either.
No, but again, that's a lot of what the Heat does with Caleb Martin and how they stop them. I came out of that Atlanta Hawks game the way I went in. I'm totally comfortable playing the Hawks in the playoffs if that's the matchup. A matter of fact, Big O, I don't think there's a single team in the East I'm not comfortable playing. I know Kyrie might be there and KD is going to be back and they have the big three
way
there.
Deeper than them. Way deeper than them.
And now I'm reading these stories.
They can come now. Remember what you said at first, that they have guys to initially defend the Nets?
Yes. Now they have
a second layer of guys that they can come out at waves and wear them down, actually. So I think now that the Nets, when they make the playoffs, they've got to be praying somebody knock the Heat out because we don't want to face them.
I think every team is thinking that way.
Yeah, but no other team has a chance to beat the Heat, at least in my eyes.
Other teams might have a chance. I'm not going to sell short.
In the East, I'm confident Miami can beat everybody, even the Nets. But the Nets, I give them the chance because they got the 3 stars.
But and also the Bucks, because of last season's playoffs, because the Bucks are defending champion, because when they get back to that moment, and because Giannis is still Giannis. The thing about the Nets that gets me, the Athletic had a big story on it this morning, that the Sixers might hold off trading Ben Simmons because they feel they could do a James Harden deal in the offseason. And we know there's the tie with James Harden and Daryl Morey going back to Houston. And that's the thing with this Nets thing. Is it that transient? Is all of a sudden they're going to get sick of Kyrie Irving and just his flakiness, if you want to call it? Is James Harden already looking at his next best thing and thinking about moving on there? So I don't even know how.
By the way, that makes a lot of sense. That trade there makes a lot of sense because you relieve a ball hog and you already have 3 guys that command the ball with the Nets.
Right.
Simmons gets there. He doesn't want to take a shot. So he'll be dishing it out to the other 2 guys that are going to take all the shots. So I kind of, and Kyrie can play off the ball too.
Oh, absolutely. I know that now. Yeah.
I know he likes to play with the ball, but if you bring a Simmons in, that kind of relieves a little bit of the tension of 1 ball and 3 guys. This gives it to 1 guy that is it's a hot potato to him, the way he's dishing it out.
But it's just interesting. So if James Harden's head is already in a different place and he's already looking to his next team, look, we saw James Harden when he was disinterested in Houston. I mean, that was awful at the end. It was like you thought he had like a Subway sub he was taking on the court there or something like that. So I do wonder how it's going to play out for Brooklyn. Look, I feel confident for the Heat. I feel confident for the regular season Heat. I need to see the big 3 get back. I need to see, Lowry get back. But all in all, when you look at what the Heat have, yes, I agree, Big O. I would put them up against anyone in the East. I need to see what Klay Thompson does when he finally has his legs with the Warriors. I need to see if the Suns can sustain at the best of their play.
The West is a different story. I'm just
Right.
talking
So
about
I think the East has a greater depth of talent. And I pointed this out when I showed the standings today, that the Heat are still only 3 games out of sixth place in the East. It's that competitive. Cleveland and Brooklyn and Milwaukee, these teams are right there, Chicago with the Heat. But I think what you said is true. The Heat's best schedule is still coming up. That's not the case for the others. So maybe there's a little separation now.
Hell, didn't the Heat already have 2 West Coast swings?
Yeah. Oh, they're done. They're not playing a
Right.
game later than 8:30 the rest of the season, the
cake.
makeup game in San Antonio. They're not going west of the central time zone. Yeah, like the second half of the schedule is almost like going to the spa for them with what they have left.
Yeah, this is cake. And so, and by the way, just to finish up on the Trae Young thing, 6 of 15, 4-11 from 3-point range. So I know he scored 28 points, but it wasn't like an incredibly efficient night overall for Trae Young. So I'm with you. He caused some serious damage last year. This year, I don't think he's going to be able to cause that kind of damage. I got to ask you something.
Sure.
Caleb Martin, is he eligible for Rookie of the Year, or is he eligible for Most Improved Player of the Year? Which one is it?
Well, it's not Rookie of the Year because he was 2 years with the Charlotte Hornets. It's not like Major League Baseball.
Play games? How many games did he actually play?
It's not like Major League Baseball where it's a minimum game.
Okay.
You play 1 game, you're not a rookie.
Okay,
so
so you're
that's the
done.
difference. It's not like when Blake Griffin sat out his entire rookie year with an injury and was part of the next Rookie of the Year class. Most Improved Player, absolutely. He's right up there with them. Heck, he could put him. He's not the Heat's best sixth man, but his sixth man dynamics are what they make the Heat special also. The bigger question to me is this, and I wrote about it at the Sun Sentinel on Sunday. Because he is a restricted free agent without bird rights, the most that he can offer, if they're able to use the full non-taxpayer mid-level, is about 4 years at $44 million. Is that enough? It probably should be.
Oh, God, don't tell me we're in this position. Who was that player that we couldn't keep last time because of some crap like that?
I mean, it is a degree of they can only match so high. But Big O, the question is this. It's like the Tyler Johnson deal when he got 4 years at $50 million. The Heat did match the offer for the Nets. So it's just a matter of they had Ike Austin 1 year. They had to trade him because they couldn't match his offer on the market. I still think 4 years, $44 million is right around in the wheelhouse. They should be able to make it work. But look, this is the first time the Heat have had a two-way guy who's been a proven veteran NBA player also. And again, and the people I spoke to about the Heat said this, that's a later problem. Let's enjoy the moment. Let's not worry about who they might lose in the offseason. Let's live in the moment. Let's let this thing play out. He's been terrific. He's been so unexpected for the Heat.
God, after developing him and finding him, you have no draft picks. This is the way you make up for this kind of crap. I don't want to lose this kid. I like this kid a lot, man. Damn. Somebody can do poison. Can they poison pill our ass too?
Yeah, well, if someone comes in with an offer above $10.4 million starting next year, the Heat can't match because they only have their mid-level. But again, I think other teams look at play, and you've seen this, Big O. Players work well with the Heat. And when they lean for the money, including Anthony Mason. Remember, he left for the Bucks. He was never the same player. So I think teams look at that also. So I think it all. And remember, Caleb Martin doesn't have to take the outside offer. He might say to himself, you know what? For a couple million more, and I can't believe I'm phrasing it that way, he might say to himself, you know what? This is a good fit. I'm enjoying myself here. I don't have to be in Sacramento wondering what the heck I did with my career. So we'll let that play out to the summer.
God, I hope not. I don't want to lose that kid, man. After watching him the way he's developed, man, that would be absolutely
a tough pill to swallow. Yeah.
Yes, that would be. Wasn't there a kid like that before? Oh no, it was the Tyler Johnson one. That's what it was.
And the Heat had to swallow hard because the rules were a little different in that case. The Nets made the offer. They had a match. They lived to regret it. They eventually had to dump him to the point where they took on Ryan Anderson's salary, who's still on the cap this season. Yeah.
That's wow. And this kid is so much better than Tyler. Like, it's not even like Tyler had that athleticism. It's like it was like a Sylvester Gray thing that you knew, like, whoa, wow, what a super athlete. Okay, can we make him a basketball player?
Right.
That's it's one of those things.
And he built a nice enough career. But you know what's interesting, Big O? As we talk about Caleb Martin, this is the discussion I have with you every week, where we talk about the Heat starting lineup, which before we weren't sure, but now we know Duncan Robinson's back in probably to stay. So your starting lineup is Bam and PJ Tucker and Duncan Robinson and Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry. The interesting thing the rest of the season is the who doesn't play. I mean, you wanted to see some more Omar Yurtseven, but you got to agree, Dwayne Dedmon has been very good in his role as backup center. He knows how to
and what he brings defensively is, you just can't.
He knows how to be an NBA backup center. So again, the who doesn't play. We're talking about Gabe Vincent now, but as soon as Lowry comes back, Gabe Vincent might not be able to play. If Duncan Robinson is starting to hit the threes again, maybe Max Strus is not as important as the clock ticks and ticks and ticks, and we wait on Victor Oladipo. There's going to be some really tough decisions for Eric Spoelstra and his coaching staff when it comes to rotation.
All right, Wednesday, it'll be the Slowman's Home Security Inside the Paint show. And on Wednesday, the Miami Heat will take on the Knicks. So at 9 a.m., tune in to Ira and Clay. And, of course, you can catch Ira again here on Friday with the Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Ira, as always, thank you for the time, sir. Appreciate it.
It's like a overrated frauds week. First the Lakers on Sunday, the Knicks on Wednesday. So we'll knock everyone off their pedestal that they shouldn't be on in the first place. Looking forward to Wednesday. Thank you, Big O.
And don't forget Ryan Tannehill on Saturday. Have a good one. There you go. All right, there you go. Ira Winderman, baby, and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. Let's do it. Let's see. Omar Kelly will join us at 11:30, so we'll have a little fun with O, and we'll have some discussions on what's going on with the Miami Dolphins, and we'll get his thoughts on the playoffs. What else do we have? Joe Shad will join us at 12:30, so we'll talk a little Dolphins with him at 12:30. And by the way, we will hopefully in the next week here, we're going to be announcing some pretty amazing stuff, I believe, that is going to be added to the show. We're adding a new insider also next week. Marcel Jacques-Louis will be joining us from ESPN. He will be he'll be our 5th Dolphin insider exclusively on the show. So every day of the week, you will have a pair of insiders for the Dolphins talking to you every single day. No Dolphin program on the planet in South Florida, on radio, on any platform, has 5 exclusive insiders. And, one guy that kind of guesses, what goes on at times, sometimes we guess. I don't know. Things happen. What can we tell you? So we will have something brewing with that. And we will have something brewing also for you Hurricanes fans that we're working on. So, yeah, a little more. The basketball coverage is going to expand. The Hurricane coverage is going to expand. The Dolphins coverage is going to expand. I think we're going to put together the best Dolphins media event that has ever happened in South Florida, and it'll be happening on a monthly basis. We're going to have an event where all Dolphin fans around South Florida are going to want to gather every month. And those of you that don't live in South Florida, because as you all know, I always say it, this is a platform for the South Florida fan, around the world. Because I know we've got Dolphin fans and Heat fans and Canes fans and Marlins fans and Inter fans all over the world. Panther fans all over the world. So that's what this platform is all about. But it's going to be a monster event. Just gotta wait for it to be finalized. And if everything is finalized, the place we're holding it at is just going to be awesome. telling you. So really some really good things are happening on the platform. And we appreciate all of you out there for always supporting us here on the show, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great job by Sean Stanley, as always, putting everything together here on the program. And once again, thank you all out there for helping us get over 10,000 subscribers, already over 10,100 subscribers already, as it's moving in the right direction, and we cannot thank you enough as we continue to grow, man. It means the world to all of us out there. It's the only way we're going to get where we need to get and add everything we want to add. So as long you keep visiting our sponsors, you keep hitting the like button, you keep subscribing, you keep, what's it called? Making donations, whether it's a Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show, the Super Chat, whatever it is, however it is that you can support us, come out to our events that we have. All right. These are all these things that you're going to help us. You're going to help us grow and bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm not stopping. We're going to keep adding and adding to this platform, and we're going to dominate, man. We're going to dominate. We're going to make it in a way that you guys can get all the info you ever need about your local teams right here every single day and at any moment you want, because it's always there on demand if you miss it live. And by the way, the shows that are coming will be at different times. They will not be during this time slot. We're adding a couple of shows that they'll be in the afternoons, actually. Okay. So late afternoons, like drive time. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun, man. We're gonna be doing a lot of good things on the show. I'm really, really excited about the direction that we're going, and we're growing a lot faster than I expected. And wait till we add the Vegas element to the show. That's going to be a lot of fun. Too. Let's see. What else do we have here? It looks like there's a bunch of stuff that you guys are going back and forth with. Let's see. What else do we have here? Looks like you guys are just talking to yourselves on the text line, but, knock it out. There you go. Vance Joseph to Miami. We are lost. Hasn't happened yet, right? I mean, I don't see Vance Joseph being named the head coach here with the Dolphins. Pull up a little. Let me see if I pull up the wire here and see if there's anything developing that I didn't know about. No, I don't see anything about no. There is nothing yet on the Dolphins, and we'll see if we'll see where Dable goes. You know what I mean? Let's see. Reggie D says, once again, why does Carson Wentz still suck with Michael Pittman, top 5 running backs, and a good O-line? Having a good O-line doesn't disguise your weakness. Well, Carson Wentz lost his mojo, Reggie. That's really what the problem. Carson Wentz was a hell of a player, dude. But I think all the injuries and hits in Philadelphia, I think he lost that confidence, that edge, that word, bro. That word, it's always there. And whether it's Rocky trying to get that edge back, right? The eye of the tiger, that edge, I think that's kind of what's happened to Carson Wentz. It's not that he lacks the ability or anything like that. He's got incredible ability, incredible athleticism. But I think it happens to players that when you suffer lots of injuries, sometimes you're not the same person. And I think that's what's happened with Carson. And maybe that's why you won't see him be that player you saw that first couple of years in Philly that looked like he was, an MVP in the NFL. All right, let's take a very quick break. And on the other side, baby, Omar Kelly, baby, and the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Big O Radio Show is home for the hardcore Dolphins fan. That's why we give you Omar Kelly twice a week. Buckle up. It's time for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is Omar Kelly. How you
Good morning.
feeling? Good morning. You feeling good?
Yeah, man. I had that game last night was the best game I've ever seen in my life.
The both games were terrific. It was like Saturday kind of slow and kind of boring and
Defense, championship football, run game,
Right,
game you
right.
got to play for the weather, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
right. And then the next day nobody could stop anybody, and it was just
It's
a
shootout.
free for all. It was polar opposites the 2 days.
I never thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird how it is. And, one of the things I talked about early in the show was it kind of shows you that you still need to have a complete team. It's great to have the guy that can bail you out in those moments, but you're still going to have that
Hold
defense that can
on.
make it stop.
I think for a championship, it starts with the upper echelon elite quarterback. San Francisco is probably the only exception to that rule. It's very interesting to see how the different models of the teams that advanced. The Bengals have been bad for a while since Marvin Allen left. Stockpile picks, talent, especially on offense, but they got a quarterback, and tanked to get a quarterback. The Rams are built. Who cares about first-round picks? The last first-round pick the Rams took was Goff. They've traded away every first-round pick since then to acquire the Jalen Ramseys of the world, the pass rusher.
Ramsey really helped out giving up that touchdown. At the
listen, cornerbacks get beat. The game is designed for them to get beat. So I like you can sit there and you can make a big deal about it.
No, I didn't. No, my brother. I didn't make a big deal. I called a fact, and they didn't play like
in the NFL.
And the Rams did not play like a
name
defense.
5 you want better than Jalen Ramsey.
Huh?
Name 5 cornerbacks you'd want better than Jalen Ramsey.
It's not that I named 5 cornerbacks better than Jalen Ramsey. Trump, don't change the conversation.
No.
Trump,
you want to call him out because he allowed a game-winning touchdown.
I'm just saying they didn't play great defense. They did not play great defense.
Oh well, and
okay. So
did they advance?
They
advance?
Yeah. They advanced because
All
they
right.
scored more.
And will he be a factor in whether or not they win a Super Bowl? Yes or no?
Maybe.
Okay. Cornerbacks get beat, bro. There's nobody in the NFL that has it stacked against them.
Hey, Omar, I know cornerbacks get beat, but you're not supposed to get beat if you're that player at that moment.
No, even that player. There's
no.
You act like Deion Sanders never got beat. Best cornerback of our.
But you don't. But if you're the best, you're supposed to perform like the best at that moment.
They get beat. No matter. It don't matter the moment. He slipped up for one. He slipped up for 2 plays with the game on the line. They get beat. Like. You act like he's covering Willie Lump. Like you act like he's not covering a top 5 receiver.
I get that. I get he's covering, but let's not make it sound like the Rams defense was playing like they're paid to play.
Okay, name.
They didn't play.
You the Buffalo. Hold on, Buffalo have the number one defense in the NFL.
There's another one that failed in the key moment.
Okay,
wait a minute. I'm sorry. They failed the whole game. So did the Rams, because what was the score? 30 to 27.
25 points scored in the last 22 minutes. Listen, this is the way the game is designed. You act like on every given play, a quarterback doesn't get pushed off at least 2 times.
I'm just saying.
But then if you touch the receiver, it's a flag.
So do you think the Rams will do that to the Niners?
Do what to the Niners?
The Niners defense. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So some defenses are going to be better than others. So I'm just saying it's a mix of things. Yes, it's great to have the elite quarterback if you have one, but if you don't, you got to have the elite team overall, and you'll still win it.
Elite defense in the running game, a top 10 defense in the running game.
Right. It's still
strong special teams, which Green Bay learned.
Huh?
And strong special teams. I mean, I've never
need a complete team. You still need a complete team.
I've never, ever said you don't need a complete team. My favorite team in this whole cycle is the 49ers. If you ask me how I would build my team, it would be the 49ers. Like,
or the Titans.
No, not really. Because
really. The defense and the running game and the line.
Same model.
They're only missing one thing in Tennessee.
That's why I wouldn't build it like that. So
what are you talking about, dude? If you get a Phil Simms, you win the Super Bowl with the Titans. All you need is a guy that can manage it.
They have a Phil Simms.
No. Don't insult Phil Simms with Ryan Tannehill, please, dude. Please.
He's a game manager. Phil Simms is a game manager. Ryan Tannehill's a game manager.
No, he's not, dude. He's a good quarterback. Phil Simms is a very good quarterback, dude. A very smart quarterback.
That was my favorite team. That was my favorite team growing up, and Phil Simms was okay.
He's not a great quarterback. No, dude, please. Come on, he's a real quarterback. Tannehill is still an athlete playing quarterback.
Wow, you really would say that at this point?
I've always said that.
No.
Just like Lamar Jackson.
All these years, 9 years,
my brother, if you don't have pocket presence, you're not a quarterback. If you can't have anticipatory skills, you're not a quarterback.
Disagree.
Okay. And if you can't perform in the key moments of games,
come on.
You're not
There's like 7 quarterbacks that can perform in the key moments of game. And
plenty of quarterbacks.
Hold on.
I just told you Phil Simms can perform where Ryan Tannehill does not, my man. Where you are incredibly insulting is that yesterday or on Saturday, Tennessee wins the game with Phil Simms. That's the difference.
Ryan Tannehill, since leaving the Dolphins, leads the NFL in fourth quarter comebacks, right?
Bro, you love stats, and stats don't mean jack shit to me, dude.
I'm just saying. You said he can't win game. I'm not.
You fall in love with stats because he's carried by a running back, my man. Please don't even try that with me.
In the fourth quarter, when you need to win the game, he's number one.
Hey, Depends should be his sponsor from here on out when Tannehill takes the field, because when the big stage is set, he drops the big deuce. Okay?
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. I can't.
Ryan Tannehill is a Mickey Mouse quarterback that depends on a running game, and that's it. He can make a couple of throws because he's an athlete, but he's not a real quarterback. They needed a real quarterback on Sunday, and that's why they lost.
Tennessee win a championship with Tua?
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's a real quarterback. Like I told you, put them in New Orleans, and they're in the playoffs. Put him in New Orleans. They're in the playoffs. Put him in Tennessee. He takes them farther than Tannehill any day of the week, because I think Tua's actually a real quarterback. But Tua doesn't have a line like that here. He doesn't have 2 running backs. Not one, but two. Okay? I mean, they gave Tannehill a second running back this year, and they gave him Jones, and the bum still can't get it done.
It's the offensive line that makes the running back, that made that running back. But I hear what you're saying.
Whatever, bro.
Which is why you get an offensive line.
Which you don't have that here. So it doesn't matter.
Hey, who was talking about building a forceful running game?
You.
Like
every time. You have always talked about building a line and building a running game. Always.
I don't, it is what it is. We keep doing the same crap and expecting a certain mediocrity merry-go-round. We keep going round and round in circles. So, and we'll continue to go round and round in circles. So, it is what it is.
So what do you think happens in the championship games?
I think we just saw the Super Bowl last week. And I think it's going to be Rams and Chiefs. Cincinnati, I don't think they've got the defense to hang with Kansas City. And I think this is the Rams' year. Now, I love the 49ers, and that's my team. I love the way they're built. I love the organization. I love the talent on the roster. I love the quarterback too. I know he's had some rough goes of it. But he's a better quarterback than people give him credit for. He's a top 12 quarterback in this league.
I was a Jimmy Garoppolo guy, but I kind of think that he has.
You can back up. You could listen.
I kind of got off of it. I got to say I'm wrong. I mean, maybe he'll prove me right.
Jimmy's a good quarterback, man. Jimmy's a good quarterback.
Jimmy's a good quarterback, but he has to stay away from the brain fart. I know he's injury prone also.
Yeah, that we can't do anything about. Tua has brain farts every game.
Yeah, but Tua's played 20 games in his career. He's supposed to have brain farts.
That's fair. That's
the part I hate about media, fans. We treat Tua like we think he's been in the league 10 years.
But Jimmy can clean it up.
Most quarterbacks in their first couple of years throw a bunch of interceptions, make a bunch of mistakes, can't read defenses right because this is all at an elite level at this time.
Jimmy can play a clean game. If he plays a clean game, and Debo's healthy,
they win.
Yeah, if he plays a clean game and Debo's healthy, they win. But I don't expect that, so I believe the Rams will win. I think it's going to be Rams and Chiefs.
So you're kind of like me that you think that brain fart is coming from Jimmy G at one point or another.
I saw it.
Hey, by the way, I have the same thing with Matt Stafford. And yesterday, no one needed that moment more than Matt Stafford when he found his guy downfield. That was the moment that Matt Stafford needed more than anybody else.
If you don't have a quarterback,
he had never had that moment in his career.
If you don't have a quarterback that can do what these quarterbacks did this week, you're wasting your time as an organization.
Well, I could also say Matt Stafford never had a team like this, so he
had a hell of a team
in Detroit.
He had a hell of a team. He had a hell of a team.
I wouldn't call it a hell of a team.
Not like this. Nobody has a team like the Rams. Nobody.
I'm saying, I mean, he has a hell of a team here and a great coaching staff and a really good offensive mind. So, he's got a lot of help here, that he didn't have in Detroit all the time.
I mean, but hold on, wait a minute. You could give any quarterback that Rams team and you could say the same. They've got a stacked team.
You still got to make the plays, bro. Okay?
Yeah.
You could give that team to Tannehill and he's still going to crap in his pants. It doesn't matter, my man. Don't say that you can give it to any quarterback. No, dude. Tannehill's got the best situation in the NFL with a line, a running game.
A lot of those guys weren't healthy. A lot of his team wasn't healthy.
Bro, for 3 years he's been blessed to have what he has, Omar. For 3 years.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, for 3 years. And this year he even lost his horse.
Marcus Mariota had it and he ain't do shit.
Hey, well, he's Marcus Mariota. This year he even lost his horse, and they actually found another horse named Foreman, which was like, I don't even know. The guy had 4 rushes for 66 yards on Saturday as the backup. Think about that, okay? My man.
Hey, he was unemployed. He was unemployed. Dog. He could be the Dolphins starting running back.
Oh, behind this line. 4 rushes for 6.6 yards.
Oh, wow. Wow.
All right. Hey, listen, what do you hear about the coaching search? Albert Breer threw something out there that if they don't get Dable and they don't get Quinn, that Vance Joseph might be the next one. What are you hearing?
Yup. He's talking to the same people I'm talking to. Those are your top 2 names. And then there's a fallback plan. And I don't know if I like the fallback plan until I hear who's his offensive coordinator and quarterback coach.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be very important.
Unless and understand, I love Vance. I love Vance.
Yeah, as a defensive coordinator.
No, I love Vance as a head coach. If you're gonna ask me who's my favorite right now, minority head coaching candidate out there, I'm gonna tell you that it's Vance Joseph.
Jim
over
Caldwell.
Leslie Frazier, over Eric Bieniemy, over damn, take that back. Rewind. I would say Jim Caldwell, but 66 heart issues. I don't know if I'm killing Jim Caldwell in this job.
Bruce Arians, health issues, championship. Don't worry.
Hey, man, no.
Can you build?
I can't do that.
Here's the difference. Caldwell can build staffs. You know he can build staffs. You don't know about Vance Joseph or
if
any of the other guys.
Here's my thing.
Dable, whatever.
If Vance Joseph comes with Jim Caldwell as his offensive coordinator, I love it. I can't hire.
Okay.
I can't hire. And the more I dug into Jim Caldwell, and I have a respect for it, what he had going on medically, which forced him to leave here and leave a perfect situation for Flores, primarily because maybe health and maybe he didn't want to work with Flores, whatever you want to, but his connections are to these guys that are here. Now, what bothers me is that these guys that are here aren't going to advocate for him to become the head coach. Why do they not feel comfortable advocating for him to become the head coach? That's what makes me a little bit unsettled. But maybe the head coach would be too much. But maybe they say the offensive coordinator might not be too much. I can't.
Well, I like that idea only because since Vance is not an experienced head coach,
Vance is an experienced head coach.
How long was he a head coach?
Did he do it?
Yeah, but how long was he a head coach?
2 years, and he did it.
Is that like a really experienced head coach?
It comes with he's failed.
Was he successful, Omar?
No, but did he have a quarterback? No.
That's what I'm saying. So he's not really like a proven, experienced head coach. He's still kind of
talking about. He did it.
You don't know if he, dude. You don't know if he can be a really good head coach.
You know what an experienced head coach is? You want to know what an experienced head coach is? It's somebody who's done it. Cam Cameron
and successful. No.
Somebody who has done it.
So Adam Gase is an experienced head coach.
Adam Gase is a very experienced head coach.
That experienced turd. But
I didn't say they were good head coaches. I said they're experienced head coaches.
But I want somebody that I know that is good, that can do it. We don't know if Vance Joseph can be a head coach.
Okay, say good head coach.
Build the staff. That's why I'm telling you.
Say good head coach. Don't say experienced, because Vance Joseph is an experienced head coach.
All right.
Don't take it from him. He's one of 12 minorities.
He's unproven.
Huh?
He's unproven. He's unproven. He hasn't done it. Like, he hasn't succeeded.
He has not succeeded. He has not succeeded.
Right.
He failed.
So
you know who I want to hire? I want to hire a guy who's failed already. That's me. Now,
but what I like about your idea,
a guy who succeeded already, yes, but we're clearly not looking at one of those.
Okay, so what I like about your idea is that since he isn't a successful head coach, a proven successful head coach, we don't even know if he can build a staff. Having Caldwell, who's been a head coach, a successful head coach who can build staffs, it will be a guy he can lean on. Absolutely. And of course, obviously, he knows quarterbacks and knows offense and all that stuff. But you like that about Caldwell. But that's what I love about your idea, because I don't trust Vance Joseph. It doesn't get me excited because I don't know if he can do the damn job. That's my problem.
I like and this is me being Omar Kelly, being an African-American male, I would like for this situation to be a situation where African-Americans are set up to get legitimate opportunities and to have legitimate success. That is the perfect situation and scenario for the Miami Dolphins, because they're not going to go out there and they're not going to sell Brian Daboll on this job. I'm sorry. He's going to go to the Giants. They're not going to go out there. They're not going to sell Dan Quinn. He's on this job. He's going to pick Denver. But what they can do is they can sell an African-American head coach that this is the best situation for you to be successful and to win in this league and have some success. And we've proven that, because look at Flores. It did not work with Flores because personalities conflicted and maturation needed to be done. And he rubbed too many people the wrong way, and we had to make a change. However, the situation is technically set up to be successful if you believe in Tua. Or if you have a game plan to deliver a Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers or Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, I'm going to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo.
You know I like Jimmy Garoppolo.
But you don't trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, bro. You don't trade for a guy that's injury prone like that.
I'm not going to have that conversation until next week.
Jimmy Garoppolo isn't getting traded here, bro. They're not going in that direction.
They're not, but I won't have that conversation whether or not you should.
You can waste your time with that conversation all you want.
Okay.
Okay. That's not going to happen, so why even talk about it?
If Mike McDaniel gets the job, you think he's not going to want to bring Jimmy with him?
I think that if Mike McDaniel gets the job, he knows that he's working with Tua and going to work around Tua and make
we got to work around Tua now?
Yeah, you got build around him. So you mean
try to see if build around him? Okay, say that. Say build around him.
Yeah.
You surprised me a little bit with that work around.
Yeah, work around, build around his ass.
No, build around and work around.
Get a running game.
Build around coaches. Build around and work around are two different things.
Okay. Tua's used to working with quality, not crap that they've had here for a couple of years.
So hold on.
It's
so what
quality
are we doing
on offense?
So what are we doing from Big O? Put in quotes. Are we building around Tua?
Yes.
Or are we working around Tua?
We're building around Tua so we can work to a Super Bowl.
All right. Make sure you say that. Don't say work around.
Build around Tua to work to a Super Bowl.
No, are we building around Tua?
We're building around Tua to work ourselves to a Super Bowl.
Okay, I like that. I can accept that.
I think that's pretty clear.
But when you said working around Tua, it kind of confused me, as you know, executive board member of Tuanon.
I'm all in on Tua.
I'm just saying, as an executive board member of Tuanon, when you said working around Tua, I kind of got concerned because I thought maybe for a minute.
Don't worry, I'm on the bandwagon.
Hear me out. I thought maybe for a minute you watched last night's game and said to yourself, you know what? He cannot do this. And
I don't flinch that easy, bro. Just like a bunch of Dolphin fans flinch. Just like a bunch of Dolphin fans flinch because Ryan Tannehill put up a couple of stats for a couple of years.
Okay. So you did watch
Tennessee.
So you watched last night's game.
I don't flinch while I watch Bitcoin dip right now. No, I keep buying and buying because I know what's coming in the end.
Okay.
And I don't flinch with Tua.
So
because I know if you build around his ass, Dolphins will win.
You watched last night's game and said to yourself, Tannehill could do this. Tua could do this.
I said to myself, get me a team and Tua can beat those guys. Yeah.
No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, you watched that game last night, the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs, and you said to yourself, Tua can do this.
No, that's not his game. It's not his game.
So if he can't do this,
there are different ways to skin the cat.
Okay.
Drew Brees can't do what they were doing yesterday.
Okay.
Neither can Bob Greasy, and neither can.
But Drew Brees couldn't be either. Drew Brees couldn't be either of those quarterbacks.
If you gave him a defense and a running game, he will beat those guys. The problem is yesterday there were no defenses on the field.
They were the number one defense was on the field. They just couldn't be stopped.
Whatever the stat told you is fine. What I saw on the field yesterday, I didn't see any defenses.
You saw elite quarterbacks
all day. I didn't see any defense.
You saw elite quarterbacks glowing yesterday, like show enough glowing. You saw. I'm gonna show you something, just so you can, You saw gunslingers shooting up the saloon yeday.
I did. I saw it. And you think you think that Bucks defense was top notch yesterday?
I mean, it's a good defense. That's a good defense. That Bucks defense is a good defense.
You remember what happened to the Rams in the first game against San Francisco?
Yeah, they got pounded. Rams
31-10.
Yes.
So what happened to that explosive offense?
Styles. Okay. And as I said to you in the beginning of our conversation,
wait a minute.
Which team would I build?
So you can use Styles, but I can't use Styles with Tua.
I'm just asking you a question.
Let me put Tua in Jim Kelly's offense. No, I can't.
Okay, hold
do
on.
That.
So let me ask you this question. 49ers advanced to the Super Bowl. You think they beat the Bills or the Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
They can. With the defense and the running game they have, yes, they can.
It gives them a chance.
If the quarterback takes care of the football, which that's a question with Jimmy G or with Matt Stafford.
Yes.
But if those guys go into a game where they actually manage the game and their defense comes to play, hell yeah, they can win, dude.
So why is the 49ers the number one model?
Dude, do you remember the Patriots and the Rams?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to the greatest show on turf, my man?
Defense. You give a team 2 weeks to prepare for an opponent, it's on.
It's not
a great coach.
I'm just saying, whether you have the defense or not, dude, it's just what I'm saying. Great defenses, whether you're the Baltimore Ravens, the 2016 Denver, the Bucks, the Steel Curtain, the Doomsday defense, the no-name defense. Brother, when you have a defense, I don't care what era you are offensively, the defense is going to win. And if your quarterback knows how to play the game and he doesn't have to give it away and he can control it, he's going to win, dude. Ryan Tannehill had everything to win the Super Bowl. Everything. They are one position away from the Super Bowl win in Tennessee. They have a defense that can stop people. They got a brutal running game. They got an offensive line. They got 2 monster receivers. They got an athletic tight end. They got a damn good coaching staff. They don't have the guy that can stir the drink. And they have the team that can limit you offensively. So that you have the team that tells the quarterback, hey, dude, we don't need a lot from you. Just make us a couple. That's all you need from Tannehill, and he couldn't do it. So I disagree with you. It all depends on the style. That's why I told you, and I've said it for a while now, you have to understand what you have and build around him. And whatever quarterback it is, I commend the Ravens, even though I never think you're going to win a championship that way, but they build the team around Lamar so Lamar can succeed in his style of game. You cannot put Lamar. Can Lamar do last night what you saw?
No, but he can do something dynamic. He could do something dynamic.
No, he can never do that, my brother. He'll never do that. Not even in his dreams could he ever be passing the ball that way, because that's not who he is. He has to run the ball in order to pass.
Correct.
You know that. So styles make matches in boxing. Styles make it also in football. So when you ask me, can he do what he did on Sunday? No, but he can do what they did on Saturday. And if I put him in Tennessee, he beats the Bengals and he advances. That's the difference. But that's how I look at it. But you have to understand the game of football and what players belong in what positions. You know what I'm saying? We can't put Marino and we can't put Jimmy Garoppolo playing Lamar Jackson's game. Won't work. It's just not, it just doesn't work. So you've got to put the quarterback where he belongs. And he belongs in an Alabama-style offense, a Tennessee-style offense, that you have a big line, that you run the ball, that you can play off of that. And then you're going to play the defense. And if you do that, I think you can do it all with Tua. That's my point.
Do it all. You can do that. You can do that. You can win. You can win that style. You can win that style with him.
I know. You're a big fan of the freaking line in the running game, bro.
I am.
If you add a defense, your quarterback doesn't have to be super special. He just has to be super smart. And that's it. And you're fine. And that's Phil Simms. Super smart. That's Bob Greasy. Super smart. That's Drew Brees. Super smart. You don't have to be this super athlete. Peyton Manning, when he lost his skills, he was still smart enough to complement his team so they can win the damn championship.
Mm-hmm.
So, could Peyton Manning do what you saw last night in 2016?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Not even Brees at the end of his career. Yeah, it's styles.
Yeah, it's styles. You have to understand.
But you realize you're going to have to go to get anywhere in the AFC. You're going to have to go through one of those two teams.
Yeah, and you better build a defense, and you better build an offensive line, and you better have a running game. And they have two. They only have one of those three. Oh, I'm sorry. And you need a coaching staff. They only have one of those four. So they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
a lot of work to do. All right, what are you working on the Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out?
I just wrote a column basically stacking up these jobs, and it basically explained the Dolphins have probably the fourth best of the 8 jobs that are out there available. Okay. And they're not going to be anybody's number one pick unless they're overbidding or raising the stakes, which Ross might do. Ross.
I'm thinking about who's got a quarter of the teams that are looking for who's got like an established quarterback.
Raiders.
Yeah, that's right. Carr.
And then Jacksonville's got a quarterback everybody would want to work with.
I would want to work with that guy. I got no problem. And people, he's not that good. I'm like, get the hell out of here, bro.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That kid's a stud. Just get him a real offensive coordinator.
Minnesota has a quarterback, but that's a very complicated situation because he's the highest paid player in the NFL. The question is, do you want to build around him? And then you got to figure out the money situation. I expect Kirk Cousins to be traded this offseason and Vikings to start over. And that's why I think they're the least attractive of the jobs because
who's going to trade for him, bro? Who's going to trade for that? God, who's going to trade for that salary?
Listen, he's a top 15 quarterback. There are probably 20 quarterbacks that are worth anything in the NFL, and somebody will trade for him and redo his deal.
Well, I can't wait because I got plenty of jokes.
It's going to be a hell of an offseason. Think about if Tom Brady retires. I promise you, Tampa Bay trades for Kirk Cousins. Trust me. So it's going to be a very interesting, very, 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 very interesting offseason. There's going to be a lot of movement of quarterbacks.
I don't know. I might find the first bridge to jump off if the Dolphins traded for Kirk Cousins. Anyway, all right. Follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly, and more importantly, subscribe to the.
I didn't say that.
I'm saying I might jump off a bridge if they trade for Kirk Cousins. Catch him back here on Friday with the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. Oh, much love. We'll catch you on Friday, my man.
Tell the executive board of 2-and-On I said hello.
You know it, baby. And you've been kicked out.
All right. I know. I've been kicked out. Yeah.
You're out.
I'm out.
Mark Kelly.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Omar Kelly. For additions, home remodeling, or custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is the custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
Hey, it's Big O. Protect your home the way we do with Sloman's Home Security, folks. And if you want some great news, how about this? A free doorbell camera. That's right. The first 40 Big O listeners who dial 1-800-ALARM-ME will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman's Shield. And that's not all, folks. Sloman's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 Big O listeners to call 1-800-ALARM-ME, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman's Shield. Keep your family safe like we do here in the Alzigari family. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME.
For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A-plus rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified whitening contractor. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. That's BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make the difference. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by EJDConstruction.com, where you can trust their team of construction experts. American Dream Lending. Go to adreamlending.com. Stop dreaming and start living your best life. Perdermo Cigars. Experience a Perdermo way. Go to PerdermoCigars.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, 0 transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hour numero 3 of the program. There's Craig Zinn's Acura. We will be at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines on Friday. The #1 volume sales dealership. We got 11, but it's really 12 years in a row now. Okay, so it's 12 years that they've been dominating, as always. So thank you all out there. Make sure you smash the like button. We appreciate Omar Kelly joining us here on the show. Thank you to Omar. As always, what else do we have going on Le Programme? Remember, Cash App or Venmo if you want to make a donation. The market is down, real down right now. Bitcoin. Let's give you our OK Coin crypto corner and go to okcoin.com. By the way, we've got a link there on our page here on our YouTube page where we can share some free Bitcoin if you want to join. And now's the time. I've been telling you for a while. When it was at 40 to 42, it was a buying time. It's at 34,575. And look, the good thing is I think it may find, I thought maybe you might have a floor. Remember, I told you some people are saying it might go down to 37. Well, it's gone down to 34.5 right now. Major adoption is coming. Okay. This is going to be something that is going to transform the way we do things all over the world. El Salvador just bought 410 more Bitcoin at 36,000, which was incredibly smart on their part. There are 3 other countries that I read to you last week that are already going to start adopting Bitcoin as their currency. All it's going to do is going to grow. Right now, what's happening is retail, which is regular people like you and me, are the ones panicking and selling. There is no Bitcoin pretty much that is leaving, that is going back in to the cryptocurrency exchanges. So it's not like a bunch of people are dropping their Bitcoin. No, they're actually holding on to it like I am. And all I'm doing is accumulating as much as I can every opportunity that I get. Okay. And if you have the opportunity, this is what I would do. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is what I'm doing. Okay. This thing is going to explode. Do not allow the FUD that's going on to put any fear in you. Now, the feds are going to talk this week. They're going to raise rates because they have to, because the idiots, whether it was at the end of Trump's run and now this moron, both of them have been printing money like it's going out of style. And they're going to cause some serious inflation. They know it's coming, and they don't want the economy to come to a screeching halt. But the feds are expected to talk this week. I think it's on Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Wednesday. And they're probably going to announce their plan. And their plan is probably to raise the rates, because they've got to get that money back, man. And they've got to get some, eventually they got to bring this thing down. So we'll see what happens. And I know people are a little afraid of it. And there might be even a little bit more of a dip after. It might even get to 30, 32, 31, whatever. Guess what I'm going to do? Okay? I'm going to keep accumulating, because all of this eventually will then turn. And when it explodes, it's going to go to a higher high than it's ever been. And eventually it's going to get to a point where you're never going to see these numbers ever again. I don't think you'll see the 50s, much less the 30s and the 40s. Okay? Down the line, mass adoption is coming. You're going to be using the blockchain for everything that you do in life, from paying your bills to going to a concert to a transaction to buying a house, a car, you name it. This is the same thing as the internet. This is the same thing as the whole .com rage. This is the same thing as airplanes and telephones and all kind of flying to the moon and all kinds of crap that have gone on over time that just people didn't want to believe that was going to happen or that it would become mainstream or anything, and then eventually became mainstream. And the cryptocurrency market is the future, is the way people are going to be doing business. Gaming is already exploding on there. Why? Because the people that are usually gamers are what? They're techies. They're more they're more modernized. Believe it or not, they understand these kind of things more. Millennials, Generation Zs, they have adjusted more because this is what they're growing up with. Just like the kids that grew up with computers are better than the ones that didn't grow up with computers. Okay? Computers came out like way, like they were out like at the after I left school, practically, really, is when they really became something. You know what I mean? It's one of those deals. But that's just life. And so I know that there's a lot of fun out there. There's a lot of, and I've told you all this, and I keep telling you over and over again. If you're going to invest the money that you can afford to leave there sitting. So that way, that's what an investment is. It's a long-term thing. And if you're in the short term where you're just trying to get something and get rich quick and turn it around next month, I can't help you. That's not what I do. I'm a working stiff. I can't do that. I have to invest in something that I know it's for years to come. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at Bitcoin right now. I'm not in the week. I'm not in the month. I'm not even in this year. I'm thinking several years down the line. And when mass adoption turns around in the next year or two, those of us that have bought, hodled, and stayed strong and continue to accumulate 2-3 years from now, you're the ones that are going to be laughing, and you're the ones that are going to be enjoying life a little bit more, treating your kids to something a little extra, treating mom or dad to something because you ended up making a couple of extra bucks because you were patient. I'm not the guy to listen to if you're looking for a quick buck and looking to get rich. That's not the game I play. I don't have thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars so I can put 150, 300,000 and turn it around quickly to 700,000 or a million or anything like that. That's not the game I play. So I play a game that is a long-term investment where VeChain now is in the 5-cent range. Scoop up more. I have it in the 7 and 8, 9 cent range. It's come down lower. Scoop up a little bit more. And it's done nothing for like 9 months, but I don't care. Why? Because I'm not thinking about VeChain now. I'm thinking about VeChain 2 years from now when it's at a couple of dollars. But I'm not gonna worry about that now. And so if I invest $10 here and $20 there and $40 here to VeChain, it's gonna sit there. It's just gonna sit there. I'm not gonna touch it. So make sure you're able to do it that way. Do not ever invest in the stock market, crypto, whatever, real estate, you name it, with the money you need to pay for the food on your table or rent or mortgage or anything like that. Never, ever invest that kind of money. That's the money you need to live. Use that money to live. Invest the money that is discretionary. Extra money. Maybe instead of going to the movies, you put it in VeChain. Maybe instead of going to the movies, you put a little bit in a Polygon. You know what I'm saying? Maybe instead of that extra set of golf clubs, because you've already got two, a set already and another half a set that's there as backup. Okay, I'm not going to spend $2,000 on that. I'm going to put it into Ethereum right now. That is an amazing deal right now. That kind of stuff. Discretionary income is what you use to invest. Okay? Never the money you need to survive. Juanito Labito. Thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. He says, keep up the good banter between you two. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Omar and I, we got plenty of banter going back and forth. Hells to the yeah. Let's see. Big O, damn, we really about to hire Joseph. Dolphins almost. Why are you guys saying about to? I don't know. What's saying about to? I haven't heard anything whatsoever. I don't know what we're talking about here. So I haven't seen anything that they're hiring the guy. Just talk. You guys overreact about stuff and you get crazy about stuff. And I don't know why. I have no idea. Just because one guy says it, that's the way it's going to go down, it may not be the case. Okay? And I know Albert. I get it. I know Albert. Let me see. Okay, so now, I guess that one, you sent me something there, but I did not see it there, Sean.
Yeah, don't worry about that one. I got it.
Okay. All right. All right. No, so I'm looking all over the place, and I don't see anything about that Vance Joseph is definitely the guy or anything like that. I think we should kind of wait a little bit here and find out, until we actually find out what really happens. And I don't think it's going to happen for a couple of weeks still. So why don't we wait at least? Let's see what actually happens and who ends up getting hired. I know I would not be a Vance Joseph guy. I would have to see what kind of a staff they're able to put together around him. That's for sure. I would definitely be worried about that. But I don't see anything that says it's Vance Joseph for sure. Okay? So why react on something that's not even the facts? Newfoundland says, Big O, good day, sir. Just tuning in. Reports Sean Payton non-committal in New Orleans. For the love of all things good, please, Mr. Ross, go after this man. We talked about this earlier. I would love to trade for that guy. And so you can rewind and check it out. But it's in the first half hour of that. The Greater Good says, thank you, sir. Can I have another? Kevin Bacon from Animal House. Nyborg says, stop buying those scratch-off lottery tickets. Invest instead. Can you imagine? That scratch-off ticket cost you $1. Right now, you can get Cardano around there. Do you know how much that's going to pay off for you more than a stupid scratch-off ticket? Hells to the yeah. Lottery, baby. That's my future plan, says Jason Myers. John Rouse is in the house. He says, oh, you don't like Harbaugh. Please, no first-time head coaches. Well, dude, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you haven't been listening, but I've been wanting Jim Caldwell from the get-go. That's not a first-timer. It's a lock right there for me. Jason Meyer says, can I buy VeChain on OKCoin? No, they don't have VeChain on OKCoin. You got to go to crypto.com to get it. I'm pretty sure. I know OKCoin added some coins. They're up to almost 60. I don't think VeChain is one of them. I'm looking right now for you, my man, just in case. Gala was at 18 cents. It's up to 23. That thing was up to 52 cents, man. That's such a good investment right now. Star Atlas is at 4 cents. It's ridiculous. I don't think there's VeChain, my man. I'm looking at it right now. No VeChain. No VeChain, my brother. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. So Star Atlas at 4 cents. That's a steal. I got some yesterday at 5. Big O, your collab with Reason was fire a few times. You see on Reason's face lit up because you were dropping facts. Usually he controls airtime, but him just listening was awesome. Need more of you guys to collab. Well, hey, listen, man, I'm all up for it. I have no problem talking Dolphins with anybody that does it like I do, and I know Reason does a good job, and Doug Lee, I'll be doing something with Doug Lee tomorrow, so we'll have a new segment with Doug. So yeah, man, I don't have a problem doing the collabs. We had some fun on Saturday. Had a good time with Reason. Look forward to doing it again. So if you guys haven't checked it out, The Real Reason and myself, we did. The link is on my Twitter page, or you can go to The Real Reason's YouTube page, which you should subscribe to it, by the way. Hopefully they're subscribing to us and all that, and nice little crossover. But yeah, check him out. Does a good job. And we went through a lot of things Dolphin-wise. So yeah, good, really good conversation. Mob Rule says, you seriously won a Super Bowl loss 1984 over a perfect season 1982. You crazy, McLean. You're not talking to me, right? I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea. Maybe that's, I guess, a conversation you guys are having amongst yourselves. Chance says, do you see the Dolphins trying to aggressively pursue Daboll now that the Giants plan to have a second interview with him, or does Daboll not seem like a great overall fit for the Dolphins? Listen, I'm more of a Caldwell guy, but out of the non-experienced dudes, Daboll would be the one that I think does have a fit. But I'm not sure. I don't know what Daboll wants. Does Daboll want control over the quarterback position? Does he want to draft somebody else? Does he like Tua? I'm not sure. Now that the guy from the Bills took over with the Giants as the GM, well, because those two know each other, is that the reason why Daboll's going to go there? Because a lot of people think that he'll end up going there because of that. Right? So there's a lot to unpack. And I think a lot of us are getting ahead of ourselves. I think we need to kind of let's just play the waiting game, unfortunately, and let's wait till they actually decide who's the coach And then who's his assistant coaches? What kind of a coaching staff do we have? And you're going to get the immediate response from me when I find out who these coaches are. Okay? Now, and we'll find out if we like them or don't, or we think it's a good hire. Listen, just because, let's say you like Peterson and I like Caldwell, or you like Dable and I like the Mike McDaniel guy, let's just say, doesn't mean you and I are right. And maybe they pick somebody outside the box, or maybe they pick somebody that, okay, maybe we're kind of fisheye about it, but the way they structured it with the staff and everything, it works out. I don't know, man. That's why panic right now? Why overreact? Whether you're getting Peyton or not, whether you're signing Dable or not, whether it's Vance Joseph or not. Why are we going to overreact or react on anything when none of it is actually legit? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Apparently, nobody in the country, right, knew that Brian Flores was getting fired, except one person. So I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? You know, stuff happens. So let's wait. Let's wait. Never know what's going to happen. Save some money, buy fake Jordans. Big O, be happy. Big O, spend the money in the O-line and draft a running back and wide receiver this year. Get an experienced O-line, I feel. You are 1,000% right. I want 2 O-linemen. Either you sign them or trade for them. And then I'm with you. Get me a running back and a receiver in the draft. And re-sign Agba and Matt Collins and Nick Needham and, the guys that you need to re-sign. Yeah. If you can do all of that, then we're good. We're good, but let's get a coaching staff. Let's get an O-line coach. Let's get an offensive coordinator. Okay? Very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. Is John Gruden banned from coaching? Mark, I don't think he is, because he hasn't been suspended by the league. But the fact that he was fired by the Raiders, it's not a suspension, but you're like kind of on double secret probation. And did you see his other corner again get arrested again this weekend? You see how many guys have gotten in trouble in our Raider roster? Nobody will touch John Gruden ever again. Nothing. It's over. John Gruden is done. You may not even ever see him on television ever again. Okay? That's how bad it would be. Big O, would you want Vance Joseph? No, I would not. Now, what Omar brought up is very interesting. Let's say nobody hires Caldwell. So if you hire Vance Joseph, but Caldwell is his assistant head coach / offensive coordinator, I'm in. Because Vance will run the defense basically, and Caldwell will run the offense. So I'm in. You see what I'm saying? So overall, Vance Joseph, no. But if you give me a real foundation around him, okay, I'll give it a shot. Look, dude, get me a guy that understands the offense and can build around Tua. That's all I want. So we can just put this crap to rest. And those of us that believe in Tua, we either find out that he can't play or that he can't. And those of you that believe that he can't, whatever, then you can celebrate and be happy. Whatever, I guess, in a twisted way, which I don't believe why you would want to be happy for that. But anyway, I'm just saying, I just want somebody to build the offense the right way so we can find out about the kid and give him an opportunity to succeed. That's it, man. And maybe the Dolphins can succeed for once. After re-signing key players, Miami will have enough cap room to sign left tackle Teron Armstead. They would need to trade X for the free. No, well, that's coming, Storm. X is, I've been telling you, I think I'm the only media person on the planet that's been telling you since last offseason that he's going to get traded this offseason. that I told you, hey, maybe they'll give him a little money to appease him this year, and then they'll trade him. Did I not say that in the offseason? Did I not say that in the offseason, Sean? Huh? There we go. So he's gone. He's history. So they will free up money. And that's one of the things that I talked about with X. You can't keep X and Byron Jones and sign everybody that you need in free agency and everybody on your team. So you're going to have to make a tough decision. The Byron Jones contract is not as easy to unload. The X one is right now. Unload it, plus you'll get picks. You do it. X is gone. That you can bank on it. Okay? Vance Joseph's D can't stop the run. Was he out there making the tackles? Or did he not have the talent that they picked? I don't know. I didn't like Vance when he was a D coordinator. I'd rather keep Boyer over him. Well, what can I tell you? Big O, is Cam Wake a Hall of Famer? Dude has 101.5 sacks, and he played 2 years away in BC Lions in Canada. Mausito, Anakin, here's the question I have for you, sir. What's the difference between Zach Thomas and Cam Wake? How much better is Zach Thomas over Cam Wake? And then start to think about what a pain in the ass it's been to defend and actually make a case for Zach Thomas. Baffling in my eyes because he's a Hall of Famer, but somehow or another, it is what it is, and I hope he gets in this year. So if he's that much better than Cam Wake, do you think Cam Wake gets in the Hall of Fame? So my answer to you is he will not get in the Hall of Fame. And why will he not get in the Hall of Fame? Because he did not have the other statistics. His tackles weren't the kind that you're talking about. Interceptions, game-changing plays like that. He was exceptional as a sack artist. There's no doubt about it. But he wasn't the end that you would look at in that sense. He's a Ring of Honor guy for us. Hall of Fame, he's probably just outside looking in. All right? You know who's never on the outside looking in? He's always on the inside looking out. And that is Joe Shad with the American Dream Lending.com Miami Dolphins report.
Dolphins fans, buckle up. It's time for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report with Joe Shad. When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. Call them at 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Here's Joe Shad with today's edition of the American Dream Lending report.
Mr. Shad, how are you doing, sir? You doing all right?
I'm doing well. Enjoyed that unbelievable weekend of football.
Yeah, 2 different days, right? Like the first day is kind of like pulling teeth, ugly football, and then the next day it's like this glorious K-gun type day that everybody is just lighting it up like a Christmas tree and nobody can stop anybody. It was 2 different days. That's for damn sure. Before I get into that, I was just asked, do you agree with me that Cam Wake is a Ring of Honor guy, but he's probably going to be just on the outside looking in? Because if you look at Zach Thomas, as good as he is, it's a mission to get his ass in, and he's way better than Cam Wake. Cam Wake, right? You look at it the same way? Not really a Hall of Famer, but definitely a Ring of Honor guy?
I do. Maybe Cam Wake would have had a chance if he had begun his NFL career earlier. He, of course, began his career in Canada, and it took a few years and a few stops before he finally landed in the right place, which was right here in Miami. So, yeah, certainly an all-time Dolphins great, a Dolphins legend, but unfortunately not a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
I think if he was a nasty guy against the run and he had more tackles and maybe he came up with some interceptions and those kind of things, that might alter it a little bit, but he was kind of a one-dimensional type of defensive end. And so I think that that's also one of the things that kind of hurts him for Hall of Fame again, okay? He's a great player in Dolphin lore, dude. He belongs in the Ring of Honor. To me, the ultimate Cam Wake moment is the day he blew his Achilles. You know that, right?
I wasn't covering the team.
But
What happened?
I want you to go watch it. He blows his Achilles, and the son of a bitch keeps hopping towards the quarterback. That's the Cam Wake moment you need right there, bro. That's all you need to know about who Cam Wake is. Anybody else throws himself on the floor like you and me would, writhing in pain, holding our Achilles, going, oh my God, it's on fire. And the play's going on, and we don't give a rat's ass. Not Cam Wake, bro. He blows his Achilles, and the some bitch is hopping towards the quarterback, still trying to get a sack. That's
He had
Cam
an extraordinary competitive desire.
Yes.
Yes. He was motivated to be great. And
love that guy.
You wonder who on this current Dolphins team has that sort of dog in them. Who has
Christian Wilkins? Christian Wilkins plays like that all the day. Ogba played like that all the time this year, dude. Even when he wasn't getting the sacks early in the season, I kept saying how much I admire how he has played because he's not getting the sacks and he's not deterred. And his effort is Van Ginkel plays relentless, dude. I love how that guy plays. There's a couple of guys like that on this team.
Sealer.
Yeah.
In terms of motor and effort and a desire,
right.
Sealer can never rise to the level of a Cam Wake in terms of production.
Right.
But there are some dogs on defense. The Dolphins need more dogs on offense.
Yes, they do. Talk to me a little bit about the coaching search. I saw Breer put out there that if they don't get Dable or then Quinn, that Vance Joseph is the third option. Care to confirm, deny, agree, whatever with that report?
Well, it's hard to know unless you're, in direct conversation with owner Stephen Ross and or general manager Chris Grier. But I do think Vance Joseph is in the mix along with Dable and Quinn. Now, Dable is having a second interview with the New York Giants. Dan Quinn is said to be very high atop the Denver Broncos list. So if it's not Dable and it's not Quinn, where do they turn? Do they turn to Vance Joseph or Kellen Moore? I've also heard that they were very interested in speaking to Kellen Moore at the beginning of the process. I do not know how his interview went.
Any of those do anything for you? I mean, Dable's the only one out of that group really that I'm kind of interested in a way. I'm still a Jim Caldwell guy, but Dable would be the one guy out of all those guys. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, you would like to hire a coach that maybe other teams are excited about trying to hire, and Dable and Quinn certainly fit the criteria. You're hearing about some teams doing the second interviews, and I'm hearing that won't necessarily be the case with the Dolphins, that they might have a list of guys that they like, and if it's not Dable and not Quinn, I understand what Breer is saying about Vance Joseph, because I have heard that he is well liked and respected within the organization and obviously by Chris Grier.
Well, by the way, why would you interview Jim Caldwell twice? You know him. Why would you interview Vance Joseph twice? You know him. Why would you interview Brian Dable twice? You know him. So there are several guys that makes a lot of sense. What you're saying is they already know the guy, and now they bring him in for the interview. There's no reason to bring him in. Maybe a Mike McDaniel you bring in a second time. Some of these other guys that you don't know, but there are a couple guys on this list that there's already history with the people that are in place.
No,
so
that's a valid point. No matter what the job, there's usually a process by which you're, narrowed down to 2 or 3 finalists. And then you revisit just to kind of maybe hit on a few points that you didn't get to fully explore. But I've been led to believe that these interviews have been very thorough and very extensive. The Dolphins are taking their time in the process and apparently also took their time with the candidates.
What do you think are the requirements here? What are they looking for? Do you know? Have you heard anything? I mean, I know it's kind of a not a fair question to put you in because the guys at the top don't really talk to anybody. So you tell me.
I think I've been led to believe that it's the logical, common sense stuff, Big O. They're looking for someone who plays well with others. The people on this list have reputations as being, good guys. Based on what I know, I haven't heard anything to lead me to believe anything otherwise on any of these candidates.
Right.
They need to either have a plan to fix the offense, or the plan to fix the offense be they're going to fix it. They're going to fix the quarterback. They're going to fix the offense. So those are the two most important things. Everything else is kind of like, tertiary. What's your leadership style? What kind of a staff can you put together? What are, people that you've worked with have to say about you? But I mean, you got to fix the offense, and you got to mesh well with Chris Greer, which is why, a lot of these candidates, they have familiarity with. They have familiarity with Quinn, Joseph, and Dable. They've all been in the Dolphins facility before. This notion that the Dolphins are going to try to, run it back with people they know, right? You're not running it back with Flo, but you're running it back with Greer, Tua, and I guess it seems like there's a good chance they're going to bring someone back into the building. Is that, the best?
Bring, like, who are you talking about? But who's the other people you're talking about bringing back in the building? You're talking about some of the coaches that were on that staff?
Quinn, Joseph, and Dable have all worked for the Dolphins before.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Get the band back together concept.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Omar brought up something interesting, because I'm not a Vance Joseph guy. I don't trust him as a head coach because there's no track record. So I don't even know if he can build a staff. If he got a Caldwell to be his assistant head coach / offensive coordinator, then I can actually go for something like that. That's what I worry about with the Vance Josephs of the world, those kind of coaches. I don't even know if they can build staffs. And you mentioned it, fixing the offense is the number one problem right now on the team. And obviously, if you hire Vance Joseph, there has to be some kind of a plan for the offense.
Yeah, and I think one of the things the Dolphins are looking for, and this is just kind of obvious, is positive energy, and that means energy. So if you look at Quinn, Vance Joseph, and Dable, they're all noted as good dudes, but they do also seem to have a little, spit and vinegar behind them, a little bit of energy and fire, and I think that's important. You don't want. I didn't cover Joe Philbin, but he didn't seem to be the kind of guy that could inspire anybody. It seems like Quinn, Joseph, and Dable, maybe they can inspire somebody.
No, I'm with you there. All right, so what'd you think yesterday of first of all, let's go with Saturday. What'd you think of Tannehill and his performance on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously a disappointing performance if you're a Titans fan or a friend or family member of Ryan Tannehill. He did not come through in the same way so many other quarterbacks did this weekend.
Did obviously, I know you're not a Tua believer, so did Saturday convince you Tua could do something that maybe Ryan can't, or did Sunday convince you that Tua will never be able to do what you saw on Sunday, so he can't be the competitor that you expect him or he should be for the Dolphins?
Look, we really enjoyed watching Sunday's football games. It was thrilling. It was exciting. It was fun. I mean, but of course, as a Dolphins fan, you're sitting there thinking, my gosh, how are we going to beat these guys? They're young and they're so talented. I mean, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow on Saturday and Justin Herbert. I mean, those four quarterbacks are so good and so talented.
But Herbert hasn't done anything. We can't put him in that category. Let's not let.
So if you're going to win with Tua, and I heard a portion of your segment with Omar. Of course, you have to try to win in a different way. It's a different formula. I mean, look, we can sit here and say, "Gosh, we wish we had Josh Allen. We wish we had Patrick Mahomes. We wish we had Joe Burrow." But we don't, and the Dolphins don't. So they're going to try to make the best of the situation. That's what they're doing here. And they're going to try to make it work in 2022. And if they can't, then they'll just go ahead and have to draft another quarterback in 2023.
How active do you expect them to be on the offensive line?
Yeah, definitely. I would be very surprised if the Dolphins didn't add one or two well-paid and perceived to be solid veterans. I did find it interesting that Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times. He had Isaiah Prince starting at right tackle, and yet he got up off the mat and found a way to win. Now I know, he threw for 300 yards, and some people say, well, he wasn't that good, and well, that's true. I don't think he threw a touchdown, but
no touchdowns.
Gosh, Joe Burrow. I mean,
Man,
I
he's
know
terrific,
you can't go
bro.
back in time, but we all have to admit it would be so fun and so exciting and so inspirational.
They had no shot at him. They had no shot at him. That one's not. That's not in the discussion. They didn't have a shot at Joe Burrow.
Well, we can, of course, just sit here and regret and lament and wish.
Okay, then I'll regret Joe Montana, and I'm going to regret Johnny Unitas.
There was a path to Joe Burrow.
I'm going to regret Teddy Bradshaw, and I'm going to regret it. So I start
so
regretting.
Brian Flores went against the path by sticking with Ryan Fitzpatrick. That eliminated any chance to lose. I would have liked to have seen. Would you have liked to have
seen? I'm not a Flores fan, but tanking is not an option in anything in life, dude. That's just not. You don't tank in your job. I don't tank in my job. Football players, you can't expect them to walk on the field and say, well, I'll act like a matador today and not tackle.
No, I didn't ask him to tank the whole season. I would have liked to have seen the 22-year-old quarterback that you traded for in the final 2 games. Brian Flores, who you do not like, told me that I'm not in the trenches. I don't have to stand in front of the room and explain why he told me that. You're not in the trenches. You're not the guy that has to stand in front of the room and explain why I'm playing Josh Rosen. In my opinion, you should have stood in front of the room and said, guys, we traded for a 22-year-old quarterback. I know he throws a lot of interceptions in practice, and I know he hasn't been very good when he's gotten a chance to play. But, this is, as an organization, it's in the best interest of the organization. See, he was worried about the best interest of Brian Flores.
He didn't want to lose. He didn't want to lose the locker room. That's what
it is. But all those guys are gone. Almost all those guys are gone anyway.
I get it. But I can't blame a coach for trying to win, bro. It's on his resume too. So I kind of understand that. All right, before I let you go, Sean Payton, what are we looking into here? Because apparently he hasn't committed, and boy, that he hasn't been a meddler in the personnel department. He's allowed all those guys in the personnel department to actually do their job, and he's done the job of coaching the team. And in a way, that philosophically, that's something that fits with what you want here. Now, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I don't even know if he wants to retire, leave, go to another team. I have no idea. But, man, that's the guy Tua needs. So I'm just saying, your thoughts on this crazy story, and are there any legs to it whatsoever?
Yeah, I mean, that would be a slam dunk hire. Obviously, if you have a chance to hire a superstar, all-star coach like Sean Payton.
You traded for Shula and traded for Riley, so the history is here in this time.
A lot of folks think that if Sean Payton were to go anywhere else, it would be Dallas. And so that would be, a concern, and of course, or Las Vegas. So, are you third in the pecking order there? I don't know if Sean would want to live in.
I don't know. Maybe you're first, bro. Why would you want to work for Jerry and then go to that crazed place right now in Las Vegas where that corner got arrested again? It's like, oh my God! You wonder how many more characters did they draft in that team that are, wow. I mean, so maybe we're not so bad compared to those two places. So nothing.
It's interesting to see who becomes available, who shakes free, who gets hired late in the process. Sometimes those coaches that get hired later in the process work out. You don't always have to pull the trigger first. It'll be interesting to see. Did the Giants pull the trigger on Dable right away with Joe Shane, the former Dolphins executive? Somehow these all intertwine with Dolphins people.
I keep telling you.
So does George
personnel?
I know. Look at that. Joe Shane in Buffalo might hire a former Dolphins offensive coach, and George Payton, right? George,
another Dolphin,
might hire a former Dolphins assistant in Dan Quinn. What if all 4 of those people have Dolphins ties? It's just.
I keep explaining to people, whether it's Patton, whether it's Shane, whether it's Hickey, who works with Shane in Buffalo. He's the national guy. Ireland has been fantastic in New Orleans. Rick Spielman did a hell of a job in New Orleans, in Minnesota. He just couldn't figure out the quarterback spot. But, dude, he built some offenses and some defenses that And, I would rather have the last 10 years of the Vikings than the last 10 years of the Dolphins. Way better, okay? So that's why I keep telling people, if you look at our history in the last 25 years, the personnel people all move on to have success. All the head coaches, they're all dead in the water, dude. None of them have ever gone on to do anything whatsoever. Yet every personnel guy we've had in place is succeeding somewhere else, doing something else.
And there have been a lot of free agents signed by Mike Tannenbaum, Chris Greer, Adam Gase, Brian Flores, who didn't go on to have any success anywhere else either. So we got to get more things right, Big O. More things right. We got to get more draft picks right, more free agent decisions right, more head coaching decisions right, and more offensive coordinators right. Let's get it more right. That's our mission for 2022.
Let's hope so. What are you working on the Palm Beach Post so Dolphin fans can check you out, my man?
I want to take a look back at the Jalen Waddle trade. It's quite unfortunate for the Dolphins that they're now looking at a pick 29 to 32. The difference between 15, where they would have picked, and 29 to 32 is almost a second round pick. Now, obviously, Chris Greer didn't know when he made the trade that the Niners would be in the Final Four of the NFL.
He also didn't know his dumbass coach would go 1-7 to kind of ruin the chance to get in the playoffs. So make sure
the regular season records weren't all that far apart. And I understand Chris Greer's thought that, well, I have confidence in my team and that I'm going to win a lot of games. But unfortunately, when you're sitting there saying, wow, I could have had Jamar Chase and the 15th pick, or Jalen Waddle, the 29th pick, and let's say the 16th pick in a future draft, you wouldn't make that trade. I mean, you wouldn't.
No, of course not.
You wouldn't. No, of course. Thank you for agreeing with me.
No, yeah, definitely not. It's just the bigger screw up for Chris Greer was the hiring of Brian Flores. So he better fix that next. He better get the right coach. Follow him on Twitter. Huh?
I hope so.
He better. Follow him on Twitter at Shad Joe. He won't be here long if he doesn't get it right. Follow him on Twitter at Shad Joe. And more importantly, folks, subscribe to the Palm Beach Post. Okay. Support Joe and all the great writers over there. Joe, have a fantastic week. We'll catch you in a couple of days, my friend.
Thanks, bud. Take care.
You got it. There you go. Joe Shad. And you might see more of Joe Shad also. I don't know if he knows that yet, but you might. Robert Cow. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you with a little love on the super chat. He says, you're the man, Big O. Keep being the GOAT. Well, I don't know about the GOAT, but thank you, sir. It's very nice. Very nice. Maybe I look like a goat, but appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Eric Storm says 49ers gave up 3 first-round picks and a third for Miami's pick to draft Lance, which was a lot. Rick Kyle says at the time, no credible draft college talent evaluator saw much, if any, separation between Burrow, Herbert, and Tua. In fact, Miami was lauded for getting Tua a surefire stud at 5. Bro, everything is all, revisionist history, hindsight. It's all that kind of stuff. That's just the way it is, Yeah, Stu goes, thank you for agreeing with me. Well, he gave me something I can agree with. If I don't agree, I'm going to tell you. I don't care who you are. Greer knows he's a dead man walking. Well, not yet. Not yet. But he knows that if he can't get that coach, obviously that's going to be a real sore spot for the owner. So he's got to hit this out of the park now. No doubt about that. The Kraken defeated the Panthers last night. What a pain in the ass, right? That's like watching the Heat lose to the Magic over the last few years. Like the Magic are never really better than the Heat. But somehow or another, and it hasn't happened nearly as much in the last season, but in the prior 3-4 seasons, they would lose to the Magic when they had no business losing to the Magic. The Frenchman would go off and Vucevic would go off, and it's just a pain in the ass. So now here comes the expansion Kraken. That's 13-24-4. So 2 of their 13 wins are against the best team in the league, the Florida Panthers. It's weird, dude. Losing to them. They got Vancouver on Tuesday. Canes, unfortunately, lost to FSU again. 2 1-point losses now to FSU this season. Cristobal inspired the crowd, not the team, unfortunately. Isaiah Wong, 22 points. They've got Vatek on Wednesday. What else do we have going on? What else do we have that we want to talk about? Oh, you saw Stephon Diggs taking out the fan? So in the game, there was a fan that went on the field. And the fan, kind of ended up getting, you know what, maybe I don't know. I don't know if I should play it, right? Right? Because if I play it, right, do we get in trouble if we play it or what? I don't know. I don't know if we do or not. Because it was filmed by somebody, not by a station. So what do I do? Because Stephon Diggs took out a fan.
You can play it, and then I'll trim it out if they hit us.
Forget about it. Anyway, Stephon Diggs, it wasn't a big-time hit anyways. So a fan ran onto the field, and Stephon kind of tackled him to the ground and, like, kind of hit him and went to the ground, that kind of stuff. Forget it, because YouTube gets so touchy about this kind of stuff. God, now you're showing me those wings. It's dangerous. Very dangerous showing me those wings. We haven't been there in a couple of weeks, thanks to the Dolphins. We'll be there for the Super Bowl. We'll be, I believe, the Bird Road location for the Super Bowl. I believe. Not exactly sure. Oh, last time you kept saying Greer was a good GM for finding the head coach and QB. At this point, have you changed your mind as it appears he missed on both? He hasn't missed on the QB, so he missed on the head coach. I'm a Greer fan. I'm a Reggie McKenzie fan, and I'm a Marvin Allen fan. I think we have 3 excellent personnel guys. And again, listen to me, Troy. I'll repeat it again. The personnel people in the last 25 years have not been the problem here. And I think the same thing is going on. So we need to show patience because all the personnel people that have been here have all continued to move on and have success. All of the head coaches that were here have all been failures after they leave. So I get it, man. Some of you out there never really learn from your mistakes and you refuse to have any kind of patience because you live in the moment. Get the guy that will not meddle and screw things up. Coach the team, can build a staff. That's hard enough as it is. And let's see what happens then. Okay? Will Big O talk Marlins? Green Lion, my man, if you just tuned into the show and you've never listened to the show and you've never been on the show and you don't listen to the podcasts, why would you ask questions that you know nothing about? Okay. The wings are dangerous. Amazing wings. Teriyaki with special grilled Big O. That's Sean's deal there. What is it? Barbecue, teriyaki, honey sauce, bourbon, right? What is it like again?
It is barbecue garlic special grill.
Barbecue garlic special grill. There you go. Okay. I was close. Big O, who would you like to get to the Super Bowl? Let me see. Trying to make it as entertaining as possible. So let's go Chiefs Bengals. You know I'm rooting for the Bengals all the way, right? Like next week, I'm rooting for the Bengals. And if somehow or another they can advance and they beat the Chiefs, that would be pretty good, Chiefs Bengals. And then on the other side, oh, God, Yeah, it would have to be Bengals, Bengals, Rams. Okay, Bengals, Rams for the finals. Yeah, Bengals, Rams for the finals. Yeah. So Bengals, Chiefs, both are entertaining. Both will be awesome, but Chiefs already won. Bengals haven't won it in ever. So, Bengals didn't even win in the AFL. So they've never won in the AFL. They went to this, didn't they go to the Super Bowl twice, right? One with Boomer and one with Ken Anderson, if I'm correct, right? So Boomer was San Francisco. Ken Anderson, I think that was also San Francisco. I don't know. Big O, do you feel sorry for Josh Allen? No. Why would I feel sorry for Josh Allen? He's a Bill. Nice kid. Good person, by the way. Josh Allen looks like a good kid. His heart is in the right place. I like Josh Allen, the human being, but he's a Buffalo Bill, dude. No, I'm not going to feel sorry for him at all. No, I'm not. When you're a Miami Dolphins fan, you don't feel sorry for Jets, Bills, and Patriots. No. You laugh at their misery. You enjoy their misery. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's what this Dolphin fan does. Not if they get injured or something. I'm saying just losing. I'm happy for you. If the Dolphins can't win it, you think I want to see the Patriots, Jets, or Bills win? No. EM Baller says, Giants are interviewing Daboll a second time. Yes, we know, sir. We know. Let's see. Stafford is getting a Super Bowl ring thanks to the best wide receiver in football, Cooper effing Kupp. How does that guy get open? That's what I want to know. How does he get open? Crypto Dolphin says, it's funny how people seem to naturally root against Patrick Mahomes. It's an unconscious thing. Oh, no, it's not. We root against LeBron, and we root against Magic Johnson and the Lakers, and we root against Larry Bird, and we root against the Yankees, and we root against anyone that has all kinds of success. That's just the way it goes, dude. It's always been like that. It's our DNA. We don't like people or teams that are constantly winning. We want to see somebody knock them off the king of the hill. That's who we are. It's always what we've been. I don't agree with a lot of others, but I like that overtime the way it is. Do you think it should change? No, it's fine. Play some defense, man. That's what I would say, Rachel. Play some damn defense. Stop somebody. That's kind of half the game is playing defense, right? It's not all about offense. And on Sunday, nobody played any defense. That's why you had a 30-27 game and you had a 42-36 game. Meanwhile, on Saturday, 19-16 and 13-10. And look, I get on one of those, Ryan is what he is. He's limited. Poor guy. What can I tell you? But listen, never feel sorry for Ryan Tannehill. He's made a killing. He got plenty of contracts from the Dolphins and from the Titans. He has fooled so many of you out there into thinking that he could actually be a real quarterback, and suckers have actually fallen for it left and right. I know you guys and ladies out there are kind of quiet today, and you're really not coming at me anymore and all that. And I think the Ryan Tannehill fan club is officially dead now. I think they've kind of been really put out already, and they finally realized, yeah, I look pretty stupid trying to defend this guy thinking he's a real quarterback. I think. Not sure, but I think some of you have come to your senses already. So that's the good thing about what happened on Saturday, is that the end of Ryan Tannehill has happened already, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Nobody has to talk about it, because I think by now people have figured out he's a Jag. He's nothing more, nothing less. So in that case, I get it. It was ugly. But on Sunday, boy, nobody can stop anybody. Donnie Uhrig, thank you for a little love on Venmo. He says, looking for babysitter, so hopefully girlfriend and I can make it into the city to meet you at Slattery's on February 18th. You're well worth the trip. You're awesome, my man. Duck Dog 1104 from New Jersey. And who do you want to coach the Finns? Well, you know who I want, man. I want Jim Caldwell. That's who I want. That's my pick, and I'm sticking to it. Gus 1388, thank you, sir. He says, Big O, can a team trade for a coach anytime during the year? I think so. I think if they want to get rid of their coach, I think they could do it. Yes. I think they could. Yeah, they can elevate their assistant coach or whatever. Sure. Green Lion, thank you for a little love on the super chat, sir. Very nice. Tannehill earned almost $140 million for his career. I don't feel sorry. Bro, he has a beautiful wife, kids. He's a great kid. He's a fantastic person. He'll just always be a jag at quarterback. But, man, he has lived the life. And let me tell you, if you watch his games, there is nobody more blessed to play the quarterback position than that guy. To have Derrick Henry, to have like a corner fall in the middle of the field for you in that game on Saturday so you can complete a pass in the middle of the field. Things like that would happen to Tannehill all the time. Nobody has been more blessed playing football in Tennessee than Tannehill. Nobody has had more opportunities with a terrific offense than Tannehill. And nobody kills your season better than Ryan Tannehill. And that's why, for those of you that don't know why I call him Tannehill, it's because he will kill your drive. He will kill your game. He will kill your season. He will even kill your career. If you don't watch out, you might bust up ribs or you might bust up your leg if you're a certain tight end and never play the game again. So that's why he's called Tannehill. And the Tennessee Titans are now learning how it is to Tannehill a season. And on Saturday, boy, they had a prime time example of a Tannehill type ending. You know what's the best part is? How stupid are the Titans is the question this offseason. Are you stupid enough to try to keep Tannehill as your quarterback, which I hear his contract, they're kind of tied to him going into next year, okay? And after this performance, if there were any other idiots left in the league that think, oh, I can win with that guy, I wonder would they trade for him? That's the amazing part. But for those of you that did not know why we call him Tannehill, you just learned on Saturday. All right? You've been Tannehilled. So thank you, Green Lion. Appreciate you. All right. We got to thank Sean Stanley, of course. Always getting it done here on the program. Thank you, sir. The Finns tailgate, thank you. Appreciate you as you're coming in with a super chat as we're on our way out. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. He says, love you, my brother, Jim Caldwell or Doug Peterson. I'm Caldwell first. I'm a Caldwell guy first. We thank Ira Winderman, Omar Kelly, and Joe Shad here on the program for joining us. Thank you to all out there. Crypto Dolphin says, shout out to DeFi. I'm staking for some sweet gains on Terra Luna stablecoins. Oh, yeah, dude. That is very, very smart on your part. See, you're smart like I am. People are panicking, and we got some dips. Meanwhile, you and I are staking. We're getting more, and we're getting it at these low prices. Because now over the weekend, I got a bunch of Ethereum come in, and Bitcoin, and VeChain, and Cardano, and all of that I have staked, and it all came in at a really, really low number. So for those of us that are staking and staying strong and hodling, a year or two from now, we're the ones that are going to be laughing and going, we told you so. Don't panic. Buy the effing dip. That's what I would tell you. Buy the effing dip. We'll see you tomorrow live from Hialeah Park. The weigh-ins are tomorrow. Check your texts, check your email, check your DMs. We'll be picking the winners for the boxing match. If you cannot go, please tell me that you can't go so we can give the tickets to somebody else. Okay? Don't try to win tickets that you can't go to. That's just not right. Okay? 16 pairs we're giving away. So check out your text, check out your email. 855-912-1056 is the text line if you want to win the tickets to go see the boxing matches on the 28th. Email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com and on DM on Twitter @BigOShow. On behalf of Sean Stanley, I'm Orlando Alzagari. We will catch you tomorrow live from Hialeah Park. Y'all be good. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same bat channel, right here live from the OK Coin Studios.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O